Yeah, 40 seconds.
Double fisting.
Five, four, three.
What is going on, Jets
Oh,
Nation?
yeah.
Welcome back to the Jets Media Podcast. And today is Victory Monday. Oh, it feels so good to say that. It's been way too long. The New York Jets go out there and dominate against the Houston Texans. Zach Wilson returns to the lineup and has the game of his life. Robert Saleh coached an excellent game. This was a dominant effort on all three phases of the football against a very good football team in the Houston Texans. I got a lot of interesting things that I got to say in this live show on this podcast, and I'm really excited to break it all down with my co-host, Jack.
Yo.
Woo!
Let's go, baby. Five miserable weeks in a row, and we were rewarded with a beautiful, dominant win over a good Texans team that still has a winning record after they lost yesterday. So this is a good win for the Jets. Obviously, we wish it was a little more meaningful, but we're gonna try to stay. I'm gonna try to stay as positive as I can today, guys. It's been an up and down season, but you know what? After a freaking miserable 5 weeks, we got a win yesterday. Let's go.
Let's freaking go. Yes, we did, maybe. Yes, we did. Shout out to everybody tuning into the chat. Please do us a favor. Simply hit that thumbs up button on your way in. We could not be more excited to be live, and I cannot wait to take your callers, and I cannot wait to celebrate Victory Monday because it's been way too long since we've been able to celebrate this type of day. It's been 5 straight L's. So I just invite Jets fans to be excited, be happy. I know that it's a little bittersweet because, again, it feels like, 5-8. I wish we got that Raider game back, that Falcons game back, that Patriots game back, that Chargers game back. That is the games that's holding over my head, thinking that we are should be in the playoff race. But, hey, at the end of the day, we're going to break down this game from yesterday. Shout out to everybody tuning in. Let's get straight into business. We already got a super chat. Steady Freddy says the Jets D made CJ Stroud look like Bryce Young. Yes, he did. The New York Jets defense hosted the quarterback who was leading the NFL in passing yards, number 1, and they gave up 91 total passing yards to CJ Stroud. 91 total passing yards. Where are all the people that was telling me this Jets defense is overrated? Please expose yourself because you look like a moron.
What a day from this Jets defense yesterday, man. Specifically, this Jets secondary, I feel like. Sauce Gardner had a hell of a day. Tony Adams was making plays. DJ Reed was making plays. Michael Carter II was making plays. I mean, this entire secondary.
We got a big, huge sack dance.
Absolutely. The entire secondary was making play after play yesterday. The defensive line was getting after it. Quinnen Williams had one of his best performances of the season. Absolutely dominant from Big Q, shedding off double teams and making first contact at the line of scrimmage and shutting down the run game. And it was just beautiful to watch, man. Obviously, the offense let us down in the first half, but then it was a freaking explosion of points in the second half. So
it makes no sense.
It
was
crazy,
0-0 at half, and the Jets put up 30 points. 30 freaking points the Jets put up.
And for once, we get to talk about a Jets game in which all 3 phases not only did their job, but did their job to a high degree. It played at a high level.
And that's where I really want to start it off because we can finally appreciate the excellence of the defense because it came with the win, and that's because of the offense. And I think the first person I got to give credit for in this win, first and foremost, is going to be the coaching staff. Number 1, I think Robert Saleh needed this really, really bad because what he did is proved something to me personally, that this team still plays for him. This team, these players fight for the head coach of Robert Saleh. They easily could have kicked the can down the road and said, yeah, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. He's in over his head. He's this, and that. But they played for Robert Saleh. All 3 phases of the ball was executing at a high level, and that tells me a lot. Nathaniel Hackett, you have been terrible all season long, but I'm somebody that speaks the truth of what's happening in front of my face game by game. You throw out all those weeks prior, terrible. he had a great game for the New York Jets. He had this offense ready to go, had different creativity, and he finally opened up the playbook for Zach Wilson. And I got to give more credit to Zach Wilson in particular because his mentality heading into this game, he went up to DJ Reed during the week, said, I'm doing this for you guys. I got nothing to lose. What's the worst they can do? Bench me. This was a great freaking game for Nathaniel Hackett. Great game for Zach Wilson. This is the type of Zach Wilson that we should have seen all season, but I think the mentality shift from Zach getting benched is a big reason for that, and I cannot wait to break down Zach because he was something special in this game, and we got a lot because not only was Zach good, Garrett Wilson got over 100 yards. Breece Hall, absolutely phenomenal game. I mean, the offensive line protecting for the most part. The tight ends made some good plays. It was just an overall offensive feast on a team that was looking to make the playoffs. Man, it's so freaking exciting, man. It really is.
And you can't blame the weather.
Yeah, you can't.
Because you can't blame the weather, as I'm sure so many Texans fans probably are, because we do the same thing, of course. Every fan base does when they have the opportunity to make excuses for why their team potentially lost a game. But you can't blame the weather for why CJ Stroud put up crap numbers yesterday, because look at what Zach freaking Wilson did. And it's the battle of the number 2 overall picks, as you know, was a narrative being discussed before the game began yesterday. And Zach Wilson, whose career has been terrible, and CJ Stroud, although he's still in his rookie year, has had an amazing start to his young career. Zach Wilson outplayed him tenfold
by a
yesterday.
landslide. Ain't even close. I mean, it's not even, that's the craziest thing about it. I was really excited to see the matchup of these number 2 overall picks, and especially with Zach's return and the fact that he went out there and played he did, and CJ Stroud did the opposite on the other side. It tells you a lot. Barney with the $2 says D basically has a shutout with no fumble, no points. Yeah, the only points the Texans scored was after that fumble. They marched down the field and put up 6. You never know. Maybe that fumble would have resulted in 0 points for the Texans. But hey, I'm not complaining. The defense did their job. Offense did their job. Thank you, Barney, for the super chat. And thank you, JT, for becoming a member of Jets Media. Let's freaking go. All right.
The skill position stepped up yesterday as well, man. Zach had some amazing throws, but there were some amazing catches made yesterday. I'm thinking about Garrett Wilson, obviously. I'm also thinking about Tyler Conklin going up and freaking mossing that dude on what I think was a 3rd down.
Yeah, he had 2 huge catches down the seam.
Yeah, exactly.
One in the first half, one in the second half.
Both in the same area of the field. And, yeah, man, he stepped up when his number was called. Breece Hall had a great game yesterday, not only as a receiving back, but the running game actually picked up a little bit, and he was able to get some chunks here and there. And he was a one-eyed cyborg. He was running angry.
Yeah, he got poked in the eye, and he was still making some plays.
It was just good to see, man. And it really, really, you know, regardless of you know, implications for this season, which is still pretty much dead in the water, guys, unfortunately. But it just felt freaking good yesterday. And anybody out there that's saying, well, this team couldn't even tank properly, whatever, crawl into a hole and just be miserable and just don't talk to us, man.
Oh, my God.
I couldn't give a crap less about what pick we have in the draft. We all know that this regime, you know, this head coach, this offensive coordinator, this general manager, maybe not this defensive coordinator. We'll see if Jeff Ulbrich gets another, you know, a head coaching job this offseason. That's, you know, a huge possibility.
It really is.
But
let's freaking go.
But, you know, anybody that wants to lose games, knowing that this entire regime is going to be back next year.
That's all I got to say.
What are we doing here? Come on.
If you're in the tank mode, I'm just going to be fair warning. I said it yesterday. This is not the show for you.
Yeah,
and I'm going to kindly ask you to not be here.
As if the Jets have had, like, amazing success drafting quarterbacks.
Yeah, I mean,
like, come on, man.
Come on. I do got to give a shout out to JT. I can't show the emojis on the screen, but he did discover something. For the new members, or all members, not just new members, we have brand new stickers available. So if you scroll up in the chat, you'll see. Unfortunately, you can't see the emojis. But right here, we got brand new stickers for the members. We got Breece Hall, Jermaine Johnson, DJ Reed, CJ Mosley. So any of my members in the chat, please spam the new stickers because this is brand new, and I just introduced these. I uploaded all of them. I wanted my members to get something fresh and something new, something exciting because they're very outdated. So JT, enjoy the stickers, and all the members in the chat, enjoy just that. Okay, let's get into business because the first thing we got to talk about in terms of a segment, an individual player, it's the MVP of the game. It's the talk of the game. It's Zach Wilson because Zach Wilson had one of those games where all of the narratives heading into it and all the outside noise and all of the benching and all of the reports and all of the abilities for Zach to go out there and just prove to this coaching staff that they made such a big mistake benching him in the first place. And to do what he did, not only did he just put up the stats, right? You can look at the numbers and say he had a good game because he did. 75% completion percentage, 301 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a 117 rating. The box score jumps out, but the clips, the highlights, the film, I cannot wait to go into the film room and watch what Zach Wilson did because he played with an effort mentality. He played it like the coaching staff let him loose, and he played where he was reasons why the Jets were actually elevated. It wasn't the structure of the offense. It wasn't the coaching staff. It was him individually. And the reason why I say that is that 3rd and 12 play where after the play before they scored their first touchdown of the game to Randall Cobb, that play where Zach Wilson rolled to his left and fired a piss missile across his body 30 yards down the field to Garrett Wilson for that 3rd down conversion. I mean, that is Zach Wilson. That is not the structure. That's not Hackett. That's not this player. That is the talent of Zach Wilson. That is what got some Jets fans excited about drafting him in the 2nd round. And we all knew with Zach, it's all about consistency. Can you do that on a consistent effort? It's hard to just be excited about one flash. And that's what he has to show next week and for the rest of the season. But those are the plays that excites me because it shows you that he's got that baller in him. He's got that talent where he can take over a game. And he took over that game. It wasn't like that Mike White game 2 years ago when he put up 300 yards where all Mike White did was just take what the defense gave him, go underneath, be smart. No. This was a game where he looked like a number 2 overall pick, making throws that other quarterbacks in the NFL simply cannot do. And it was really impressive to me. And also hearing the press conferences from Garrett Wilson, from Breece Hall, from Sauce Gardner, from CJ Mosley, hearing what all of they had to say about Zach Wilson, that tells me so much about what this teammates thinks and what they believe in Zach Wilson. And I cannot be more happy for Zach individually for his efforts because, again, that offensive performance from him, it wasn't just like a quarterback playing good. He elevated the guys around him, and he single-handedly really put the team on his back. He played free, and he told DJ Reed earlier this week, I'm going out there, and I'm playing for you guys. I'm playing for my teammates. I'm playing for my brothers. That's what Sauce Gardner said. He said, I already had respect for Zach Wilson, but after what he did yesterday, I got even more respect for him. And what Breece Hall said as well, his quote about Zach Wilson is like, when a quarterback is making risky throws and are hitting those risky throws, that's when you know they're on. And that's the first time I saw Zach Wilson make risky throws. It's because he was playing with an effort mentality, and he needs to have that mentality for the rest of the season.
Listen, man, everything you just said is 100% true, which makes me even more frustrated because where has this been? Where has this been? Not only from Zach Wilson, but from Nathaniel Hackett. The offensive line held up pretty well yesterday. Zach Wilson's escapability added to that as well. Obviously, the difference between Zach Wilson and a guy like Tim Boyle is just night and day. But yeah, man, I mean, it makes you think, why does it take this long to see this from this young player? And it's unfortunate because nobody gets as long of a leash in the NFL as Zach Wilson has gotten. And for him to look good when he looked good yesterday, with now 4 games remaining on the year, it's great to see. But it just drives home how botched this year has been and how frustrating the play calling has been. And I'm not sure how much I love the narrative of the coaching staff finally let Zach Wilson play. I think Zach just had a good game. I think, we've seen good stuff from Zach, and we've seen a lot more bad than good out of Zach. I think this was just a good game from Zach. I didn't really see too much difference in terms of the difference was kind of just stuff like that.
I think for me, at least,
I think it was for Zach personally playing with a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah,
I think
it was also like an aggressiveness, being like, what's the word? Taking risks, because he wasn't taking risks because he was afraid to make mistakes. And I feel like he went with the mindset of like, you know what, if I make a mistake, if I see something down the field and I force it and it's an interception, I'll live with it. He kind of had that type of mentality. And I have to ask you a question, Jack, because big shout out to Damon, by the way. I was happy to see you guys get the W yesterday. Thank you, man. We appreciate the super chat. Now, you've heard me say this multiple times. The Jets should have never benched Zach Wilson. But I also, at the same token, believe like the benching kind of fueled this type of Zach. Like, I feel like the benching, like, kind of unlocked a mentality for Zach, because that's the difference in this game that I've seen. The physical traits didn't change. The fundamentals didn't change. It was a mentality shift from Zach Wilson. I'm not going to give the coaching staff the credit for that, but I think it's a credit to Zach to go into that mindset. And of course, you wish he had that mindset all season long, but I do have to put this up in chat. Let me know. Do you think the benching of Zach Wilson kind of resulted in this type of effort mentality? I'm going out there playing fun, playing with my brothers, and playing with a lot of risk, because he was taking shots down the field that we have not seen him take all season long.
I agree. I think the benching caused him to play great yesterday. The only problem, and I'm sorry to put a negative spin on it, but I have to, because it's just how I feel about the situation. I just can't get too excited about it, because he knows, we all know, that his future with the Jets is done. This is basically his last year of college again. These last 4 games is putting out good tape so that some team up there picks him up to be their backup. And I just, as great as it was to see yesterday, and yes, I'm sure the benching put a chip on his shoulder. What does that mean for us? Zach has no future with us.
Let me ask you this.
There's 4 games left. I just don't, I can't get too excited about it, because I know it means nothing for our future.
Now, it's a big hypothetical, right? The one thing about Zach that we all need to see before we can convince ourselves of anything is the simple fact of consistency. If Zach Wilson somehow, some way strings together a similar outing that he did against the Texans for the rest of the season, and he has a 5-game stretch at the end of the year and starts playing like the quarterback he did yesterday, would you still want to get rid of Zach, or would you want to keep him for next year as a backup and bring in another veteran?
You got to get rid of him. You can't keep him on the roster.
So if he plays like he did yesterday for the rest of the season, 5 straight games of that football, playing at that level, you think he's gone 100%?
Yeah, and you get even better compensation for him. Move the hell on, bro.
I got to disagree with that, bro. If Zach Wilson plays like he did yesterday for the rest of the season,
bro, it was a flash in the pan. Let's be honest.
It's a flash in the pan yesterday.
That was the best game we've seen in 3 years.
It's a flash in the pan yesterday, but I'm bringing up a hypothetical.
I get it.
That's 5 in a row games if he does that. Chat, let me know what you feel like. Like, if Zach does that. Because what he did yesterday wasn't just like a good game from a quarterback. It was a great, excellent type of talent game where you can see the talent exuberate in himself. So all I'm asking is, if he does that, that's something that I want to keep. That's not something I want to ship away. He's got something. I don't want to ship away that type of talent, and then a good coaching staff will get around him and he becomes a great player on another team. I mean, it's an if. It's a hypothetical. I know I'm over the top right now because I'm excited, and I haven't seen a Jets quarterback do something like that in a long, long time. I'm drinking the freaking Kool-Aid of the delusion. I can 100% admit that.
I'll say this.
All I'm saying is, if he somehow unlocks something and he continues this, I think the Jets are going to have that conversation to potentially keep him.
Well, I'll say this. I would sooner get rid of this entire coaching staff than I would Zach Wilson, but we got Aaron Rodgers in the building. So we're tied to Aaron Rodgers, which means we're tied to Robert Saleh. We're tied to Nathaniel Hackett. We're tied to Joe Douglas. And, I think it's, a failure by the organization in terms of the development of Zach Wilson, the development or non-development of Zach Wilson and Sam Darnold before him, and all the nameless, anonymous quarterbacks that came and went out of this Jets organization, whether they were drafted or not drafted by the Jets. I think, the organization failed Zach as much as Zach failed Zach. Zach's not a good quarterback. I mean, let me be very clear about that. Zach Wilson is not a good quarterback, but Nathaniel Hackett is certainly not a good offensive coordinator. Robert Saleh doesn't know shit when it comes to offense in the National Football League. We love what Joe Douglas has done in certain situations, but he's taken massive L's in other situations. Play calling has been inconsistent. If Zach Wilson had real play calling, for 3 years, maybe we'd be in a different spot. And maybe my answer to your question would be, yeah, keep him if he keeps balling out. But with us still tied to Aaron Rodgers, with Nathaniel Hackett still here next year, and I already know what people are going to say. But Zach knows the Hackett system now, so he should be the backup for next year. Whatever, man. You can feel that way. I can feel this way. I think if we keep Zach in the building, it's an absolute nightmare. He cannot be a backup quarterback, bro. He's a QB3 at the very, very best. But let's not forget this entire year before this game that we saw yesterday. He proved that he couldn't be a backup quarterback. And I understand he had a great game yesterday. I'm not taking that away from him. But what I can say with a straight face is that he is not the answer. Not at backup, certainly not a starter, maybe QB3 at best. But one great game does not erase 3 years of mediocrity at best, below mediocrity. Let's be honest. He was one of the worst quarterbacks, if not the worst starting quarterback in the league, this year included. So as much as it was exciting to see a win yesterday, I cannot, in good conscience, put any faith in Zach Wilson being the guy for the future. I'm not saying that's what you're saying, because we have Aaron Rodgers next year, but people are probably looking to the future now. Wait, if we keep Zach next year, another year behind Rodgers, and then maybe Zach can be the guy. You can't do it, man. Nobody gets that long of a leash. We've thrown away quarterbacks with more talent quicker than we've not thrown away Zach Wilson. So I just don't get how one game has people talking about, we got to keep him. We can't let him walk. He's got to stay behind Rodgers and keep learning, and then he can be the guy. I just don't see it. I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, of course, you got to realize that one game yesterday, you can't forget the 32 previous starts that he's had in the NFL, 110%. And let's not forget the whole approach that the Jets had this season that got completely thrown into the dumpster as well, which was Zach redshirting. Right? He wasn't supposed to play. The Jets put all their eggs in the basket of Aaron being the starter. They didn't even think of a world of Aaron Rodgers going down, which was a mistake from the get-go. And Zach Wilson was thrown into the fire, thrown into the wolves immediately. And they felt like the best way for Zach Wilson to revitalize his career, not only for the Jets, but in the NFL, is to sit back and learn. And he has not been able to do that. So he got 2 weeks to sit back, and then he goes out there with a refreshed mindset, and he goes out there and plays at a high level. So the Jets, from a draft standpoint, if they lost, would have been the 4th pick. Now they're at the 9th pick. And now we have to see where this Jets land in terms of the draft, in terms of, are they going to go for a quarterback in the first round? Because that's going to have a lot to do with Zach Wilson's future. Are they going to draft a player to, trenches, wide receiver? Are they going to trade down? Are they going to draft a quarterback in the mid rounds? Are they going to bring in a veteran quarterback and not even draft a quarterback and have Zach as quarterback 3, and that veteran quarterback will be behind Aaron Rodgers? Are they going to ship away Zach Wilson completely? There's so many different scenarios out there that's very possible in terms of the quarterback situation.
And I don't want to ever think about paying Zach Wilson.
Oh, no.
He's going into year 4 next year. It's a first-round draft pick. Like, let somebody else handle that if they want to. I don't ever want to give Zach Wilson a second contract with the Jets. Are you serious?
The decision they'd make is a 5th-year option. Not,
of course, but what are we even talking about? Come on, guys. Come on.
I'm not saying extend him. I think, if anything, the Aaron Rodgers pay cut kind of canceled out Zach's contract. So if you still believe, and I'm saying this from the Jets front office perspective, you have the 5th-year option on your disposal, and then you give him that 5th year, and then after that year, if he doesn't prove anything, you walk, or you trade him, or you get rid of him, you cut bait. It is what it is. But the reality is, man, what Zach Wilson did yesterday is awesome from a lot of different perspectives.
Absolutely.
But nobody is going to, convince themselves of Zach until he does it on a consistent basis, because this is what he did against the Chiefs, but this one feels different because we won, and he was a big reason for it. Against the Chiefs, we lost, and then for whatever reason, after that Chiefs game, it just spiraled downward from the standpoint of not being aggressive down the field, not taking the shots, and that's my biggest thing about Zach, folks, and I've been very consistent with Zach all season long. I watch film. I watch every single snap, and I know what's going on the field. And there were so many things that everybody was pointing and blaming Zach Wilson, where I was on stream, on the film. I'm like, people are blaming the quarterback, and I understand he's the easy scapegoat, but there's so much to this issues. And I feel like when everything around you is chaotic, there's a lot of things that needs to work. And I was very consistent with my take, and which is why when they benched him, I didn't get it. I just simply didn't get it. And that was no excuse for the bad quarterback play from Zach. I'm not saying he's been playing good this season, but there's a lot of opportunities that was missed from a coaching staff standpoint, a lot of missed opportunities from penalties, a lot of missed opportunities for Zach individually. And I think the missing piece to Zach Wilson his entire career, especially this season, is the mentality he had yesterday. Being aggressive, not being afraid to take shots down the freaking field and be risky. Because when you're risky, you'll see that those flashy plays will happen. And those risks, we will still notice. The more he plays with this mindset, he's going to start making mistakes in terms of throwing interceptions. And I'm okay with that. I will live with interceptions if that means we're going to see the highlights, if that means we're going to see quarterbacks to elevate the guys around us. So it really just comes down to the same conversation that we had all season long, after the Chiefs game, after the Texans game. When it comes to a Zach Wilson as a quarterback, consistency is the missing piece that we have not seen from him. One game is not going to sell the fan base. One game is not going to sell the franchise on him being the guy. He needs to do it on a consistent week-by-week basis, and it's up to him to do that. So we shall see. But at the end of the day, it's just good for him as well from a mental standpoint. Just speaking from Zach Wilson's perspective, like he needed that win. He needed that performance. The coaching staff needed it. I mean, it really did. So, Jack, I want to get your thoughts of the coaching staff because obviously the coaching staff has been public enemy number one amongst this 5 losing streak, right? 5 games in a row.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts of the Robert Saleh and the entire coaching staff and their preparation and their game plan going into this one? Because this was a dominant effort, not just by one phase, but all three phases of the football. And Saleh said after the game that the locker room at halftime was a big reason for their second half dominance. And obviously we're not in the locker room. We don't know what they said, but it seemed like the players really and the coaching staff came together at that halftime and they had a confidence that they are going to go out there and win this game in dominant fashion. They did just that.
I mean, whatever happened at halftime, I think definitely cured whatever was ailing the Jets yesterday because I thought we were getting ready for more of the same yesterday, bro. After the first half, I think we all felt that way. It was
0-0 at half. How was that even possible?
The defense was absolutely balling out. The offense was given a million opportunities to at least score field goals and couldn't do it. Started from our own 45-yard line like 3 separate times. Still couldn't manage to put points on the board. So at first I'm like, oh my God, here we go. It's going to be another game. We're going to lose like 6-3 or some crap like that. And yeah, I mean, somebody woke up. The whole team woke up in the locker room at halftime. They came out looking completely different. Obviously, the defense and special teams were balling out from the first snap yesterday. But it took a while for the offense to wake up. And the offense woke up, man. The offense woke up and they did their thing. They balled out 30 offensive points in the second half alone. And it was great to see, man. It was great to see. So Robert Saleh deserves praise for the performance that his team put out there yesterday. Nathaniel Hackett, as much as we've all been down on him, they managed to get the job done yesterday. I will say, though, I don't know what changed in the second half. It was a complete tale of two halves. The running game picked itself up. But the scheme for the run game could not be more boring or more predictable. Like, you just know exactly what's happening every time. First and second down, run up the middle. And it eventually actually, started working for us. And they involved more play action bootlegs, which Richie and myself have been pounding the table for ever since Zach Wilson became our quarterback. Let this guy roll out. Let this guy throw on the run. Let him do what he's supposedly,
it's where he's at
the
his
best at doing. And we saw that in the second half of this football game yesterday. So that was just, everything about this game was just a breath of freaking fresh air, bro. Like I said at the beginning of the live stream, it feels so great to talk about a Jets game in which we can talk about all 3 phases.
There's not one negative.
Offense, defense, and special teams.
I can't think of one negative
performing at a high level.
There's not one piece of the game like, that feels good, right? It feels good.
The only but is the fact that, we won the game yesterday and we're still 3 games under 500 with 4 games left to go. So that's that the season
not
itself
the game individually, it's the season as a whole.
If we're talking about the individual game yesterday, amazing. But I was getting on Zach Wilson because Richie asked me a question about the hypothetical future of him with this team. But if we're talking about just the individual performance that we saw yesterday, sign me up.
Yeah.
Obviously.
And the whole team.
We're all hyped about that.
Checked all the boxes that we all need. And guys, we have a good announcement, cool announcement I want to let you guys know of. I just linked it in the chat. We have a brand new show launching today on BetUS TV. And it's going to be me, Dan Mitchell, and Jack. Not this Jack, but this guy's a Jack. He's a Patriots fan. He's going to be the host of this show, which is really exciting. Guys, it's going to be live at 3 p.m. Eastern time. I clicked that link that's pinned in the chat. If you guys want to go check it out, at 3 p.m. every single Monday, Gen Z Sports, produced by BetUS TV. This is going to be a lot of freaking fun. So, guys, right now, go click that link that's pinned in the chat. Go in here and say, Jets Media sent me. Let's go. Let's go, because it's going to be a good time. Week 14 recap. This is a brand new show launching on BetUS TV. The link is pinned in the top of the chat. The link is also pinned down below in the description. We're really, really excited to launch this every single Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. I don't know what to expect because we haven't done it yet, but it's going to be interesting. We got a whole segment list, a whole plan of what we're going to be breaking down on the NFL, and I'm super excited for that.
I'm excited for you as well, but I feel slightly cheated on. You're doing a show with a guy named Jack who's a Patriots fan?
Yeah, man.
That is disgusting.
He's producing it.
That is gross.
Jack Coat.
Jack.
He's a good
Pats
guy.
fan. I'm sure he's great. All Jacks. Listen, Jack is an elite male first name. Let's be real.
Yeah, Jack is cool. He's a famous TikToker in terms of in the NFL community.
Nice.
He was on the AFC's roundtable a couple weeks back, and we got into some interesting debates. So that's gonna be fun, guys. If you want to go check it out, that'll be at 3 p.m.
Is today 3 and Out as well?
Today is also going to be 3 and Out.
Why don't you tell the folks about 3 and Out? Because that is some exciting stuff right there, man. I'm excited to tune into that. I'm excited to be a part of that eventually in a few weeks.
You will be a part of it.
3 and Out is going to be cool, guys.
Now, guys, some of you might be wondering, what is Jack talking about? Is he talking about the Jets offense 3 and Out? Is that what Jack's talking about? Right? Is like what are you talking about, Jack? 3 and Out. What are you talking about, right? What are you talking about? Well, 3 and Out. Now, as you guys know, Roundtable Sports is growing, okay? And we are launching our first ever game show, our first ever Roundtable Sports production, I like to call it, and it's going to be every single Monday as well at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and it's going to be hosted by Ryan from Jets Talk 24/7, which is going to be a lot of fun. If you guys want to do us a solid favor, I'm going to link this in the chat as well. If you can help us get to 1,000 subs on Roundtable Sports before tonight, that would mean so much. We have around 800 subscribers, and we have not hit 1,000 yet. So I'm going to link it in the chat right now. Sub to Roundtable Sports right here. Go click that link. Go subscribe to Roundtable Sports. And we're going to, and if you guys are curious what this show is going to be like, it's a game show. And here's a little video that kind of breaks down the rules and break down what 3 and Out is going to be all about.
Welcome to 3 and Out, the interactive NFL game show where viewers like you get to decide which of your favorite content creators get benched and which ones move on in the ultimate competition.
Let's freaking go.
Look at that, man. That's beautiful.
First ever Roundtable Sports production. The first show on Roundtable Sports' YouTube channel. We are growing something on Roundtable Sports, and you guys are going to be a big part of it. So go check it out tonight. The AFC's Roundtable will be live at 6 p.m., and then Roundtable Sports' production at 3 and Out will be live at 7:30 p.m. immediately after, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm excited for you guys to be a part of it. You guys will also be part of it in terms of it's going to be the chat is going to be interactive and vote on who wins, who advances. The winner advances to each week. It's a rotation of content creators every single episode. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. A lot of exciting stuff going on.
I'm excited for you, man. It's some awesome production value, doing it with some awesome people, and should be great, man. Should be lots of fun.
Yeah, man. We are excited and excited for you guys to be a part of it, and especially you, Jack. So now,
yes, sir.
We'll open this up for some call-ins. Everybody, the call-in is open. Let's see how many people actually subbed to Roundtable Sports. 3. Thank you to the 3 people in the chat that clicked that link and subbed to Roundtable Sports. And thank you to anybody else who was already subscribed to Roundtable Sports before I told you about it on this show. Because I know there's a bunch of you guys. So let's freaking go. We appreciate you guys. Help us out. Let's get Roundtable Sports up. Let's get Roundtable Sports up. All right, folks. Let's get into the callers because they deserve to be heard, baby. Oh, my God. Victory Monday, Jack, it's been way too long.
We're here.
Because the best part about Victory Monday is to hear about what the people have to say.
Starting with a legend.
James! We made it. We actually talk about a win, James.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God. Thank you. But where the fuck has this been all year? I'm sorry, God, please. Forgive me. Where has this been all year? Where has
That's what we're all wondering.
Where has this been? Dude, this is what drives me crazy. This type of thing. Because this is so us. This is what we do, bro.
Yep.
Like, this is what we do. We build ourselves up, go down. And then when everyone thinks we're done, they give us a little bit, just a taste. Just a little taste. Not the whole meal. You just get to taste a bite of it. And I'm Richie, I'm with you, but I'm also with Jack, because how can we hang our hats on, like, thinking that this will continue through the end of the year, right? So as crazy as it sounds, let's say we go on this run, right? Let's say we end the season at 9-8. Are we even making it to the playoffs? Are we going to get a wild card spot? I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't know.
There's a chance we don't even make it if we went out. But there's also a chance that we do, but then we need help.
Yeah, and you never know what happens. Anything can happen. But this is so typical of how we are. You know what I mean? Like, he played out of his mind. He played out of his bird yesterday. He was so good. He was so fucking good. And still, I want to be worked up, but I know what happens from here. So I think we're gonna beat the Dolphins next week. I believe that. I think we're gonna beat the Dolphins.
You know what?
Next week.
So do I.
Believe
and
that
I actually believe that, which is scaring the living crap out of me.
Me too, dude. I know. So I think we will beat the Dolphins, and then we have the Commanders, and I could see us winning that fucking game too. and now we're right where we always are as Jet fans. Yes and no. Can you guys not see that happening?
Bro,
Tell me you don't see that happening.
Of course it can happen, bro. Let's go back to 2015 where we had one of the better seasons that we've ever witnessed, and we didn't make it. So of course it can happen. If it's going to happen to anybody, it's going to happen to us.
Also, James, I think you're also handling it exactly how you should, because as good as Zach Wilson was yesterday, there is no proof in the world that makes us believe that he will do this on a consistent basis.
Let me see that too. Let me see that the next 2 weeks. And then I'll start to come around a little bit.
We see a flash. We see a flash.
Always a flash.
Consistency. We haven't seen us
stacking
up.
The flash is a lightning bolt. Like, it's sick. It's sick when he plays like that. But my question is, where's Nate Hackett been? Where has this play calling been all year? They have been scared to fail. They have missed.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. That's what they have done, James, all year.
Right there. I think that's it, because the coaching staff has been coaching scared, and they finally took the handcuffs off,
they finally
which allowed
said, you know
Zach
what?
to let it loose.
Fuck it. We're just going to go. We're just going to call without. Let those seam routes to Conklin, they were beautiful.
I know.
Beautiful.
Where were those attempted
Where
all
has that
season?
been?
We saw in the Chiefs game. We didn't see it all year.
Even the 4th and 1 end around to Garrett Wilson with
they made it look like it was going to be a sneak
timing on the snap. Like, where's shit like that been?
That was awesome, dude. That was great. Those checkdowns to Brees, that crossing route to Cobb. Where has these things been?
And I think a big reason for the offensive scheme as well, James, is and I could put some blame on Saleh on this, because they're a defensive team, so they're coaching the offense to play conservative, because we have such a good defense where if you just play good enough on offense and play smart and don't turn the ball over, we'll win, which should not be the mindset. This offense should play like we want to win for you on offense, and play aggressive and play assertive, and the defense should be telling the offense, if you make a mistake, we got you. We will defend this end zone. Go out there and throw a pick if you have to. That's what this mindset should be. It should have been all season long.
Richie, we've been saying this all year.
I know, and it's great to finally see it.
We sound fucking retarded. We sound like a broken record. We've been saying the same thing all year. They finally let the shackles off, let him play. Now, granted, there's a good possibility this same thing could definitely not happen next week. They could let the shackles off next week, and he could throw
spiral
3 picks.
down, and he looks like a bum all over again. And then
right, but I want to see
where
that.
we were. That's very
I
possible.
at least want to see that. Let him do it. Let him fall on his face. You know what I mean?
I agree. James,
All right,
it's
boys.
so
Love
great
you.
to hear you on Victory Monday, man. Like,
Yes,
thank
sir.
you.
Thank
you for
God.
staying
Thank
loyal.
God. I'll talk to you guys later.
Take care,
Salute,
bro.
James.
Peace.
Salute to you.
Oh, man.
Victory Monday. James is back. I'm so happy because I hate to see that man defeated. Every week when I hear depressed James, I get more depressed.
Yeah.
Excited James gets me more excited. He just he just exuberates a true Jets fan on this call-ins. You absolutely love to see it. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button. Let's get to 100 likes on this show. 100 likes is the goal. We are at 67. Run it up. Run it up. All right, next up on the call-in line is the great Charles Gorman. Charles,
what's
happy
up,
Victory
man?
Monday, Charles.
I didn't even watch the first half. I took a nap, and then when I checked the score, I was like, oh, 0-0, what the hell happened? So I watched the second half downstairs. Son of a bitch, I keep turning my Xbox by accident. I'm sorry.
Well, you decided to nap at the good part of the game.
Second half.
You napped at the good section of the game. You perfectly executed that timing of your naps, I have to say.
Thank you. I did talk about the game yesterday on my YouTube channel. Check that out when you want to.
Will do, baby.
I did say Zach was the MVP because he played out of his mind. He played hard. He played reckless. He played brave. Played with some balls.
Some balls.
And the defense played great, which they have been for the most part all year long. I mean, CJ Stroud, hopefully, from what I understand, he's in concussion protocol. My prayers are with him because I like this young man. I think he's going to be a very good quarterback for many years to come. Garrett Wilson's amazing, but we all know this because Garrett Wilson's a stud.
Breaking Jets records.
So good.
If only if he had a consistent quarterback, that'll be a different story.
Yeah, man.
Do I think we could beat the Dolphins? I don't know. I'm going to have to think about that. But I think we can beat the Commanders because their offensive line is atrocious. I think it's worse than ours. They give up sacks every freaking week.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Washington. We got New England.
Cleveland.
Cleveland looks all right, though, with Joe Flacco at the helm. Cleveland looks all right.
Well, the reason why Joe Flacco looks so good because he has a good offensive-minded head coach in Kevin Stefanski. Their offensive line is amazing. They got playmakers around him. And the defense is playing out of their freaking mind.
Yeah. That's
gonna be that's gonna be a very interesting test for. I mean, we got to get through 2 games before we get there, but that Browns game is gonna be really interesting. So, Charles, continue the grind on your YouTube channel, and I love the hat. Let's freaking go Jets! I love it, baby.
Thank you.
That's a good hat, Charles, and we appreciate it, bro.
Let's go, the great Charles Gorman.
The great Charles Gorman, who took a nap yesterday during the first half of the Jets game.
I feel like we timed the stream perfectly, too. You weren't on the show for the first half, and then you came. The first half was just 0-0. Nothing happened. You didn't miss anything. Like, when I made the edit for stream, it was all second half.
It was all the both of us. Yeah.
It wasn't like you missed like a highlight.
No.
At all.
No.
But we got the sack dance.
We did.
That was the highlight.
That was beautiful.
Of the entire stream for me. Next up, we got JT.
Yo, what is up, guys?
What's up, dude?
Man? How you doing?
I'm doing great. Lost my bets because CJ Stroud looked like a rookie for once, so I will take those. Every one of my Jets legs of the parlay hit.
You took the over on Stroud against the Jets?
I took over on both, man. Stroud's been unreal this year.
Absolutely.
What was the over number though?
211.
Oh, that's pretty low.
That was pretty low. That's what I was thinking. I thought he was going to throw somewhere between like 220 and 230. If it was over 250, I wouldn't have taken it, but I figured 211 was a little low.
But it's the Jets team. DJ Reed, Sauce Gardner.
You know what? But our defense did look a little weak with against the Bills and the Dolphins. So I figured, you know what? Maybe if the offense is just that inept, the defense will be a little tired to let up some yardage. No, I did not expect that showing from Zach Wilson. Now I think it brings up a good point that you brought up earlier, Richie. If he continues to ball out like this, do we keep him? I don't think I'm in that boat. but I think it's a very valid point to bring up that you brought up earlier. I was asking
Also
my
a
dad
crazy
the same thing
hypothetical,
yesterday.
by the
It
way.
really
which
is.
Like a low percentage chance of it happening, but it's cool to
There's
just think of.
exactly. It gives you more to think about, but there's no saying he's going to go back to do that 5 straight games. He does play some really good defenses in Miami. Has a good defense right now. Cleveland has a good defense.
That's going to be
And
a big test in
Patriots
Cleveland
have had a
on
bad
prime
year.
time.
Oh yeah, but they've had a bad defense as well. The Patriots. So that's 3 out of 4 games against good defense. I mean, good defense against good defenses. So like, if he can continue to do this against good defenses, I don't know a world where the Jets actually do wind up trading him. Like I said, if he looks good against some good defenses coming out of the rest of the year.
Yeah, again, it's hypotheticals, but it's a conversation we must have, and we have to wait for the actual games to happen so the conversation can be legit or not. We're not going to keep him for one game, because if he plays this game and then he relapses to what he was for the rest of the season, the question is, it's not even a question. It's like, yeah, absolutely, ship this guy away. But
And that's
like,
what I fully expect.
exactly. And another thing is, and I said it over again, it's not like the flashes that he shows is just like a competent quarterback. It's flashy. It's like really good stuff. It's throws that not a lot of QBs can make. So that's why it's like, the flash is just there. Just get the freaking consistency and let's have some fun. But we shall see. He's got a long way to go in his last back end of the games.
Oh, absolutely. If he can back this up and keep on doing it, I don't see a world where we do trade him, to be honest, because he looked really good. And if he continues to look like that for 4 straight, or well, I guess 5 at that point, 5 straight games, I don't know. I think you do get a backup quarterback in here as well, but I don't think you get rid of Zach at that point if he just continues to look like this.
We shall see, because I mean, we're also talking about this quarterback, which was a 300+ yard, 2 touch. Like, I don't know if he's going to do that every game.
The best game of his career.
That's asking for crazy.
Yeah, we're talking about the best game of this guy's career.
Absolutely.
So this is not sustainable whatsoever.
Oh, absolutely, it's not.
Yeah,
it's not. But the crazy hypothetical is fun to think about.
Of course,
I can't wait for 3 and out later, guys. I got to get back to work.
Thank you, JT.
Nice chat, you guys. Have a good stream.
Appreciate you,
Thank
bro.
you, brother. Take care, man.
What a great loyal fan right there. Member
I just
of the
don't
channel.
understand why we can't admit that we made a mistake, just like the San Francisco 49ers did with Trey Lance, and move the hell on. Just move on, man. Don't think about the potential. Potential is such a crap word. I'm so over that word, because that was what we said with Zach Wilson for the last 3 years. But the potential. Oh my God, look at the throw he made in shorts and a t-shirt on his pro day with nobody coming at him. And then look at him be horrible in the NFL for 3 seasons. So admit you made a mistake and move on. It would not be the first time that the Jets drafted a shitty quarterback high in the draft. Move on.
All right. All right, we'll move on. Ricky from New York. Puffing on those clouds. What's up, Ricky?
Oh, yeah.
What up, man?
What's up, man? Victory Monday. Hell yeah. Finally a win. About time.
Let's go.
About time. Good to see. I got to say it again, man. Tyler Conklin had some nasty contested catches yesterday. Woo. And a nasty block on the goal line. Awesome. Like to see all my guys doing good. You know, Zach, who knows what happened yesterday to get him to play like that. Personally, I think he realized finally that he's out of chances, and he played like his back was against the wall. Whatever the hell it was, I'm glad. I hope it keeps going. And you know what? I'm with you, Richie. I think maybe we can beat Miami this week. I'm going to drop a Benjamin on it, because hell, that'll turn into big money if I win. And you know what?
Screw it.
We beat Miami. Dude, their next games are Dallas and Baltimore. They could go on a 3-game losing skid playing Buffalo in that last week. It could open things up for us. It sounds crazy, but what did the Jets do? They beat the teams they're not expected to beat. So
and
I'm
Ricky,
all
let's
in.
not forget what happened in the first game. First of all, is Boyle playing, and the score was 10-6 at half before that ridiculous pick 6 before the halftime. I mean, like, we were in that game until that crazy pick 6, which made it 17-6, and then we're not coming back with Tim Boyle, you know, with that. So I'm excited for this game next week. And listen, we're the heavy underdogs for a reason, but we'll see what the Dolphins look like tonight. They're probably going to beat up on the Titans, and I don't know. It's going to be interesting. And if there's one more win I need, Ricky, for the rest of the season, it's definitely that one because for obvious reasons of the channel. Yeah, I'm talking to you, all Dolphins fans in the chat. That's what I'm talking about.
Right on. And Jack, you said you picked the right time to show up and join him for the game. Dude, it was nice to see our defense be what our defense could be when we've got a lead, man.
Yes.
CJ Stroud, as hot as he was, in the middle of the third quarter, he had 28 yards passing, man. We dominated his ass. It was so nice. And you know what? I know that Joe Flacco has looked okay with the Browns, but I got 2 words for that. Bryce Huff. Everybody hit that like button while you're at it. Go to that Pro Bowl voting. Vote for my boy Bryce Huff.
Yeah,
go, baby.
Yeah, Jets.
Jets. Let's go.
Ricky, thank you so much, brother. Great call, man.
Thank you,
Great
Ricky.
call.
Salute to you, my friend.
All right, man.
What a freaking
Ricky,
guy.
New York, legend.
He is a
Legendary
legend,
call. Bringing the energy. We love it.
He tweeted
All these
me-
calls have been awesome today, man.
What did Ricky tweet at me
Great
in
calls
the middle
so
of the game?
far.
I got to find it. Ricky sent me a tweet. I think it was about Bryce Huff. I think he's a huge Bryce Huff guy. I got to find it because Ricky New York tweeted at
Bryce
me.
Huff's sack yesterday was just pure speed. Just
There it is.
absolutely blew right past it.
Look at it. There he is. He says, here's Ricky sending me a tweet mid-game. My new shirt bringing me some luck already. That's my guy.
You're the man, Ricky.
Oh, we gotta get that better on stream. There it is. Look at this. Ricky, you're the guy, man. Look at that Bryce Huff shirt. Where does he get that shirt?
Beast.
That's so sick.
Love it.
That's so sick. Shout out to you, Ricky, man. You're awesome. I absolutely
Will
love it.
McDonald with a garbage time sack yesterday.
His first full sack of his career.
Quinnen Williams with a monstrous full sack.
Will McDonald, I think, is on the Jermaine Johnson trajectory.
You think
of
so?
the rookie
Of
season,
a breakout year 2.
mini flashes, and then year 2 complete breakout. And then the big question is, are we retaining Bryce Huff or not?
We really haven't seen a ton of Will McDonald, I feel like.
Exactly.
Even Jermaine Johnson, who was hurt for like the first half of last season, I feel like we saw more Jermaine in his rookie year than we're seeing of Will McDonald in his rookie year.
Yeah, I think the big reason for that is the crowdedness of
because of how good
Bryce Huff
everybody else
now
is.
and
Yeah.
you know, and you know what they're doing? They're benching Carl Lawson, who's another healthy scratch.
Yeah.
So like they're
Yeah.
$15 million is going to Carl Lawson to sit on the bench. So
That's just another rough look for the GM, man. That was an L. Carl Lawson was a massive L.
So Will McDonald has a sack and a half so far in his rookie season. I'm pretty sure Jermaine had 3 total last year. So Will McDonald on his way. We shall see. Oh, Richie, he's a botch. Will McDonald's a bust. That should have been the better pick. Give me a break. All right. Give the kid a chance. Give the kid a chance. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button. We are at 78 likes, and we want to get to that 100 mark. We just want to. That's all we're asking for.
I feel like that is kind of weird, though. Can we take a second to think about how we've seen, like, nothing from our first round draft pick this year? Like, that is a little strange.
I mean, yeah.
That is very weird.
Especially from a team that's used to drafting first-round picks, and they're becoming the star because they're so bad.
Yeah,
around the team.
they sell most jerseys right away.
We're
Yeah,
used to, like, you know, whether
it feels
was
very
Quinnen Williams.
non-Jet.
It is very non-Jet. And
Yeah.
what they did is they doubled down on a position that is their best position,
Yes,
and you can
exactly.
argue is one of the most important positions on the team outside of quarterback. And that was more of a long-term draft selection, 110% of a development, because that's a premier position that's expensive. And they know that Carl Lawson was not going to be here long term. He's their replacement. And hopefully they extend Bryce Huff. And then the 3 studs of the future is Bryce Huff, Jermaine Johnson, and Will McDonald off the edge.
Sign me up, man.
That's 3 dogs mixed in with Quinnen Williams up the middle, who was inked up long term. JFM returning, who is still so underrated. Quentin Jefferson, who is like another underrated pickup in the offseason. I mean,
A lot of these guys are homegrown talents.
can we
as
talk
well.
about this defense a little bit more today? Because I feel like we haven't been able to all season. You feel me?
And Ricky made a great point, and this is something I've heard you bring up in the past as well. Seeing our defense play with a lead and play as if they don't have to,
First time
score
all
a
year.
touchdown themselves,
They
or
play their
they don't have to, if they let up any points, and there's no chance we win because the offense can't score. Seeing this defense play
Pin their
free
ears back.
and play with a lead, they were more dangerous than we've seen them. So, like,
Dude.
and it really goes to show that, you obviously need both sides of the ball to be working in tandem
And that
in order to really
defense
make
is
things
like,
happen.
it's like Salah's baby. And that's what's so sad about, like, Salah just failing us as a head coach. It's like, but you built such an amazing defense, and you're such a brilliant defensive brain. Just figure out the offense, Salah. Figure out a way, please. I don't know what you got to do, but I don't want this defense to go to waste. I don't want to fire you and bring in another coaching staff that is not as in tune with the defense. I just don't want to see it happen. So please, I don't want this defense to go to waste. Salah, I'm asking you, just figure out the offense, whether that's whatever the hell it is. Maybe Aaron Rodgers is the savior. I don't know. I'm not going to go on a whole tangent about that. But, man, the defense, Sauce Gardner, DJ Reed. I just find it hilarious how, like, no one's talking about the fact, besides Jets fans, that we literally hosted the number one quarterback in the NFL in terms of yards per game, averaging 295 yards per game, 3,500 yards total this season, number one in both categories, and we shut his ass down, okay? We didn't limit him. We shut him down. The New York Jets continuously will have this streak, I think, for the rest of the season. I don't want to jinx it, but they have not given up a 300-yard passer in 30-plus games. 30-plus games.
It's unbelievable. Since week 3 of last year, right?
Oh, but the Jets defense overrated. Sauce Gardner's a holding merchant. Bums. I can't hear you. Say it again, because you literally are bums. All right, let's get into some more of your callers.
I'm sorry I'm yawning so much today, guys.
I'm like buzzing off coffee. This is like my third cup. It's
You know what?
Victory Monday.
That's the difference in our lives right there. I live a caffeine-free life.
Oof.
Even my tea is caffeine-free.
Shane. Caffeine's
Yo,
nice
what's up,
right now.
guys, man?
Ain't gonna lie. What's good, bro?
How you doing, man?
I'm freezing my ass off in a parking lot right now, but I still need to call in.
Well, we appreciate you tuning in still.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be real. I didn't watch this game. I go to college out of market, and this is one of the games that I don't get. So
Damn.
you guys are but you guys, I tuned into the stream. You guys are my go-to whenever I can't actually watch the
that's
game.
awesome.
Oh, that's great, man.
Yeah. Since I've been listening, you want to talk about defense? Yeah, let's talk about the defense. Obviously, it sounded. Let's keep in mind everything I'm about to say. It's gonna be from interpreting from your commentary. It sounded like the defensive line was kicking ass all game.
Oh,
It sounded like
Dude.
which is strange because I'm pretty sure the Texans have a pretty solid offensive line. Well, it's not strange. I know we have a great defensive line, but it's still good to know that, especially the bad taste from Dallas, sometimes offensive line, defensive line matchups, it's never like, oh, they had him here, or there. Whenever you have like a matchup between two great units, usually one unit kicks the other's ass. So it was great that our defensive line won big. It sounded like Sauce Gardner and DJ Reed just had absolute blanket coverage all game.
They
All
did
game.
indeed.
Yeah, the amount of times you, Richie, the entire game, and then you, Jack, in the second half were jumping off like Sauce Gardner, DJ Reed. It was every play, every pass play was broken up by Reed, broken up by Sauce, and it was just
Literally.
like
5 pass breakups between those two.
yeah, and it just it's just nice. Like other people are saying, it's nice to see this Jets defense with a lead for once, and a substantial lead where the opposing team has to pass. So it's just a very refreshing game. I'm not gonna lie, I'm already contemplating Zach's future. I'd say I line up more with Jack, where right now I just don't see why you should keep him unless he repeats his performance 4 more times. But then again, that brings up another question that I want to ask you, and I guess I'll leave you off, is if the Jets win next week against the Dolphins, we're 6-8, and Rodgers says he's good to go, who are you starting? And I'll leave it off there.
Wow. Great call, Shane.
Thank you, Shane.
Now, the one thing I'll say, do we beat the Dolphins because Zach Wilson has another game like that? Because then the question is, why would you bench Zach and go back to Aaron when Zach's finally finding himself? I would honestly, if it's me, I'd keep Aaron on the bench. I'd keep him healed up for 2024. And just, if Zach Wilson repeats this and beats the Dolphins and we're 6-8 and we're still mathematically alive in the playoffs, which we would be, by the way, if we win next week, I'd stick with Zach for the rest of the season and save Aaron, unless Aaron's like, nope, I'm ready to go. This is it. I don't know, Jack. What do you think?
I think that unless we make the playoffs, not fighting for a playoff spot, unless we make the playoffs, which is obviously highly, highly, highly unlikely, I do not want to see Aaron Rodgers back this year. I want to see Aaron Rodgers heal up to the best of his ability and come back fully ready to go next September and play for a full season as a New York Jet. That is what I want to see. I do not want any risk of, God forbid, a re-injury or, a new injury. Who he can go out there and snap his knee instead of his Achilles, God forbid. Like, we do not need that. Let's mitigate that as much as we can. This is Zach's last hurrah. Let's let him go out there and enjoy it. Let's let him go see what he can do. And then that'll make, when we do trade him, because we're going to trade him, everybody, when we do trade him, the compensation will be that much better. That's where I'm at.
No Aaron for either of us. Moya TV with the $5. Appreciate you, my man. Richie, so happy for you and Jets fans. After all the grief the franchise has given the fans this year, y'all deserve to see a win like that. Fins up. Thank you, man. It's so true. And this win was not only good for the team, but the fan base needed this so bad, dude.
Yeah.
We went through 5 straight weeks of hell. I mean, like, it's just so sad because 5 weeks ago, we were like going into that Chargers game, Monday Night Football, after winners of 3 in a row, at 4-3, and then we go 5 straight L's just for us to keep depleting. A lot of negative outside the building in terms of the reports and everything. Drama. And we needed this, man. Thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate that.
Good teams. Find me a good team. Find me a playoff team that went on a 5-game losing streak this year. That doesn't happen to good football teams, bro. Good football teams do not lose 5 games in a row.
3 is the minimum they lose, not 5.
Like, you don't lose 5. You cannot lose 5 games in a row. You can't. You can't do it, and the Jets did it.
And the biggest reason for that is the carousel at the quarterback and the offense stinking. It's like, I mean, we know the reasons for it, right?
And it's
because the 49ers, for example, they didn't lose 5. They lost 3 in a row, and everyone was questioning them. The Cowboys, don't forget, were on a little dry spell.
Yeah.
And now the Eagles are on their dry spell.
Yeah.
So, like, good teams go on little inconsistencies.
The Chiefs as well.
Yeah, the Chiefs right now. But the Jets.
The Bills.
You can't lose 5 in a row, okay? There's something there. And that's why it's so disheartening to think back on the games that were so winnable, which was the Raiders game, which was, even that Chargers game I'll throw out there. The Patriots game, obviously, the Falcons game last week. Those games, if we just won 2 of those 4, we'd be right in the hunt.
And when you look at the in the hunt graphic that they always show on
there.
TV, but who's at the very bottom? The Raiders and the Chargers, who have the tiebreaker over us, obviously, if it was to come down to that. So, talk about just shooting yourself in the freaking foot, man. No one can do it better than the Jets.
Yep. Well said, my friend. Let's get into the next caller. Phenom!
What's up, boys?
How you doing,
happy
man?
holidays, you and your families.
You too, man.
I had no expectations yesterday whatsoever. We know the defense has played well all season long. It was tremendous to see finally complimentary football in this town.
How about that?
Man.
No question. So, Miami next week.
We'll see, man. Let's see. It's a tough place to go play, and
It's Victory Monday. It's Victory Monday, so I want to stay on the positive side. But great work as you guys always do. Happy holidays. Let's hope we get a win. Let's hope we get a win next week. That'd be a good Christmas gift.
Absolutely. Hey, we got a win to celebrate now, right? Right, Phenom? Let's soak that in.
That's right, man. It's about winning time if it's going to happen, man. It was nice to see the defense get a break and not have to battle with the offense not doing anything. So the offense played good. Let's see it next week when it counts, against a really good team. Miami is playing like they're a good team. So let's see.
Yes, sir.
Indeed. Phenom, thank you so much, my friend. Appreciate the call. Happy holidays to you and your family.
Man. Yeah, happy holidays, everybody. If you guys are celebrating Hanukkah, hope you guys are having a wonderful holiday. Any other holidays that are going on that I may be ignorant of, I hope you guys are enjoying it. Richie and I are getting ready to celebrate Christmas in a couple weeks. Always looking forward to that.
Got the tree right there.
We do got the
Jets
Christmas
ornament
tree right there.
Come on now. We're
Beautiful.
festive over here.
Shout out to the New York Knicks as well.
The Knicks. We had a Mets ornament that I took off because, I don't know, they've pissed me off. But hey, let's freaking go. Happy holidays, everybody.
Yeah, I hope you guys are all enjoying this time of year with your loved ones. And let's hope that the Jets can give us some things to
The
be
Jets are
cheerful
going to be
about.
on Christmas. Like, I mean, there's football Sunday happening on Christmas Eve. So
Which is, dude, that's going to be such a crazy day.
I'm going to have I'm going to be working on Christmas Eve. What? Can't be working on Christmas Eve. I'll be working on Christmas Eve. Come on now. You guys are going to be seeing me out live. I might have to do the live show from here, though, because I'm going to have family at the house. I don't really want to be around them. Trying to be like isolated in my little Jets cave. So we shall see. All right, guys, let's get into some more of your callers. Yo,
Kyle, what's going on, man?
What's up, guys? How you doing? This is Mikhail
How you doing?
calling from Israel.
Oh,
What's
nice.
up, man?
Thanks for joining us, man.
Thank you, guys. How do you feel today?
great.
Victory Monday, baby. It's been 5 weeks since we've gotten a victory, so
Felt good,
feels pretty
right?
good today. How you feeling, man?
Well, I felt so good. I felt so good because that was the first time since a long time that I see a team dominating on 3 stages.
Yes,
That's what I'm
absolutely.
talking about. And offense really lit it up. Offense. Good job, offense. Kudos to Hackett. Of course, Zach Wilson. Even the offensive line. It was okay.
Yeah,
They
man.
found
The pass blocking was much improved yesterday.
But the rush, I don't know. They're not making enough holes. They're not blocking enough so that he can explode. The running
Yeah,
back.
yeah, I agree. I think we're all
But
in
guys,
agreement on that.
I noticed something that is a little bit.
We're still here.
Are you guys here? You
Yeah,
guys
we're
are-
here, sorry.
still here.
Okay. So I noticed something that was a little bit weird about New York. New York has no patience, man, for anybody, for no quarterbacks. Okay, that the history said it all. It takes a lot of time to be able to develop a quarterback, especially in New York. A lot of people say, yeah, but other places, they really develop quarterbacks better than us. Well, this is New York City. The stress. It's a stressful city. We have no patience. You know what reminds me of New York? Of an old ex-girlfriend. When she has a very bad history, they mistreat her, and they beat her up and whatever. And then she comes to me and she's like, oh, yeah, they mistreated me. Yeah, but wait a minute, it's not my fault. You see what I'm talking about? It's not my fault. It's not their
It ain't
fault,
my
guys.
problem.
All of these guys are young guys, all right? They need to be developed. And I don't see Zach Wilson making the team, man. The Jets will trade him. And guess what? He's going to succeed somewhere else. But it doesn't matter. Anyways, I'm very happy for this win. Happy for you guys. You're doing a very good job. And yeah, let's go Jets.
Thank you so much, Mikhail. Appreciate the call, man.
Jets.
And
Jets.
Jets, as always, man. Support from halfway across the world. We appreciate it. We love it. And listen, man, I see what you're saying there, and I don't know if, wherever Zach Wilson ends up, I'm not sure that he will succeed, to be honest with you. I mean, it took Geno Smith 10 years to become, an average quarterback. What's Sam Darnold doing right now? What's, Bryce Petty, Christian Hackenberg? Like, well, I don't know. I can see how some people would agree with that. I can see how some people would disagree with that. So, I see a lot of people telling me to stop hating. You guys go back and look at the stats outside of yesterday's game and maybe the Kansas City Chiefs game. 2 games in a 3-season career where we can say this guy looks like he can actually be a good quarterback. 2 games in 3 seasons. And you guys are telling me that I'm a hater. You guys are just blind. You guys don't know the game. You guys don't know the quarterback position, clearly. Man, oh man. It's unbelievable. It's like really unbelievable, bro. I'm hearing Brandon Tierney, who I love, on WFAN today saying Zach Wilson is going to be a star. Are you kidding me? What are we doing? What are we talking about? Where is he going to be a star? Back in Utah? In the CFL? Where is he going to be a star? Not in the NFL. Give me a break, dude. Give me a break.
The tale of two mindsets. I love it. I absolutely love it. And it's not hate, guys. It's an opinion. Big difference. All right, let's get to the next caller. Stanton is back. What's good, bro?
What's going on, guys?
How you doing, brother?
It must be nice to see your defense not have to keep going back out on the field every like 3 and out.
Damn right it is.
Yeah. So as for Zach Wilson, I was talking this with my dad last night over the phone because him and I talk about a lot of football. But I told him that I wanted to get Zach Wilson as our backup for next season. I really
For the
like
Bills, right?
for the Bills, yeah. I like the potential I see from him, and I don't trust Kyler Allen at all. Like, no disrespect to Josh Allen, but like he made the Ken Dorsey mistake with like choosing Ken Dorsey, and look how that turned out. And then he says, "Oh, I want Kyler Allen to come over and be our backup." It's like, bro, like you're a great quarterback, like one in generational talent, but dude, you are terrible at making decisions. So I think you should leave that to the professionals. But I mean, I would definitely trust Zach Wilson over Kyler Allen, and I think if we can somehow make a deal with you guys and get Zach Wilson, I'd be happy with that move.
I would not be happy with that personally. I do not want him to touch Buffalo.
I understand that. Yeah, I was expecting you to say that because like nobody wants Buffalo to succeed, which I understand. It's rivalry, but
I mean, not to say he'd go over there and be great, but I don't know. If he goes somewhere else, keep him out of the division, please.
But I mean, seeing that game, the offense clicking. I know that Breece Hall, he still had some issues getting up your offensive line, but I think there was some good, throw passes to him where he caught it and he took off. I think he's that reminds me of James Cook a little bit. But you guys, that was a very impressive win. I know I was watching the New York Jokes, and seeing their reaction because they have the most hilarious reaction.
Yeah, they're great.
But I'm pretty sure, like, after watching that game, you guys, I told you last week, like, I would trade for that defense. I'm like, I would call say, like, yo, can we borrow your defense?
That's ours, Stanton. You can't touch our defense.
Yeah. But, you guys, you remind me of a lot of, like, the Bills when we were, like, in our rebuild when Sean McDermott first showed up. So I'm pretty sure, like, with a bit more, developing and with Aaron Rodgers coming back next season, because I would not play him at all this season. I'd rest him up, not take that risk, and let him come back for next season. But if you guys do manage to go in the draft and draft Caleb Williams or I forgot his name, who won the Heisman Trophy.
Jaden Daniels.
Yes, Jaden Daniels, and get that receiver that everybody's been talking about in the draft. You guys, I'll be really terrified of you guys, because if there's any team that I would rather hand the division over besides the Patriots, back to the Patriots, it'd be the Jets. Like, you guys are like you're the pauper, the Patriots are the king, we're the prince, and you're the pauper, and the Dolphins are like the evil witch in the dungeon plotting their.
No one wants the Dolphins to succeed. Okay, love you all, Dolphins fans, but Jets fans and Bills fans can unite on that, right?
Yeah. But you guys had a great game.
Thank you, Stan.
I'm happy. Much love. And peace out.
Thank you, Stan. Appreciate the call, man.
Thank you, brother.
Cool to hear from a Bills fan. Show some respect. Show some love. A Bills fan wants Zach Wilson on his team. So that's a non-Jets fan who sees Zach and says, I'll take him as my backup.
I can't. I'm at a loss for words, bro. Between that and what I'm reading in the chat right now, I can't believe what I'm seeing.
Is it shocking to you, though?
It's unbelievable, bro. It's like everybody just wants to be mediocre for the rest of our lives. What are we doing? It's ridiculous. It's so dumb that we're still debating whether Zach Wilson can play quarterback or not, when for the first 2 seasons of his career, he can't even throw a check down accurately. And now in year 3, he can throw a seam pass once every 2 months and, Hail Mary, Zach's the guy. Give me a break, dude. Such a garbage mentality, just satisfied with nonsense. It's crazy.
Who's saying Zach is the guy? Someone in the chat saying that?
Dude, everybody is like, at me. Who's the guy? You scroll up a little bit. Whatever. He'll be back. He'll be back.
Who's the guy? Who's the guy that's saying this nonsense? Who is it? Reveal
Hit the
yourself.
link and debate me, though. Hit the link. Come on.
Hit the link. It's open. Even though it's Victory Monday, let's not,
it was 30,
go into this.
It was 32nd in QBR in his first 2 seasons, bro.
There we go.
32nd. Come on.
All right, let's keep the positive energy because we got the best positive vibes you can possibly imagine. Josh, what's good?
Yo.
Josh, you got a lot of work to do this week.
Yes, sir, man.
Good work to do, by the way.
It's
Happy
definitely
work.
Victory Monday, man. Let's go. I'm glad we got that win, man. It was I'm not even gonna lie. Just watching that game, I would like I'm gonna be totally honest. I said this on Jake's show. I don't mean to bust nobody's bubble. I ain't trying to tear down Victory Monday, man. I love when the Jets win. It's awesome when we win, but just the way the season has went, man, I was just looking at this game like I was kind of disappointed a little bit because why we only have 1 or 2 games like this every season? Why can't we be consistent? And I'm not even going to talk about Zach Wilson because we already know Zach Wilson. It's just the inconsistency of the whole, basically this whole season, man. It just I'm not trying to just tear down again. The Victory Monday, I'm super glad that we got it, but it's just the inconsistency, man. We should have been doing this all year. That's all I'm coming from. But yeah, you guys are right. I got a lot of work to do on the game this week. It's gonna be a lot of highlights to do, but hey, it's gotta get done. Oh well, Victory Monday, man. Love what you guys is doing, man. Y'all, man, are the best, man. You. Jake, man, and a couple other guys, man, that I listen to. Y'all keep it up, man. Go Jets. Let's go.
Let's go, Josh.
We love you, Josh.
Appreciate it. And of
Appreciate
course,
you,
every
brother.
Jets fan's thinking the same thing. We're excited about the game, but then that same thought creeps in. Oh, what could have been if we just didn't wait this long for everything to click offensively? Because this team continues to drive us insane, and one flash in the pan gets the fan base all worked up, which it should. I mean, we should be excited. We've freaking went through 5 straight L's, and it's exciting to finally see a team to win a game against a good opponent, by the way. It would feel different if we dominated the Titans, who the Dolphins will tonight, or the Panthers or something. But the fact it was against the Texans and the fact that what the defense did to Stroud, that makes me just feel so good, bro. This defense is fucking legit, and I just haven't seen any of those imbeciles in the chat once today talk any slander about this defense, because all the people that said this defense is overrated, Sauce is a holding merchant, laugh at you. I'm laughing at you. Come over here. Come talk to us. I love to hear what you have to say. Come on. All right, let's get into the next callers. Oh, I love instigating some debate. What's good, man? Zach to blame.
What's
You're
good?
live.
What up?
All right. Last time I called was the Kansas City game. It was right after. And my name was Zach, not to blame, because the whole team just let him down that game. He balled out. Speaking of Jack, I see you. You're ready to pounce. Before I get into Zach, before we start to debate, I do want to
I'm
mention
really
some
not,
things
bro.
that we
My
agree
back
on.
just hurts, by the way. I'm just grabbing my back.
Okay. I will get into some things I do agree with y'all on. This year, Sauce Gardner, another All-Pro season, playing unbelievable.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Absolutely.
See that walk he did?
Yeah, I love that walk. Talking shit. He was talking a lot of shit that game too. I was loving it.
I love it, dude.
God, I wanted this
Ball
game
out.
so bad too. My dad's a Texans fan, and we watched it together.
Personal.
Oh yeah,
That game
very.
was personal for you.
I was talking so much mess in every comment section saying, let's win this game. And and all these negative Nancy's talking about we need a tank, we need a QB when we got one in Zach Wilson.
Oh,
Listen,
At
listen.
least you're brave enough to call in, bro, and not just type stuff in the chat. Like, more power
Oh
to
yeah.
you.
Shout out. Listen, my thing is the whole giving him praise. It's two sides of the same coin with blaming him. When everything around him's falling, offensive line's not blocking, play calling's terrible, uh, wide receivers dropping the ball, we blame it all on Zach. So when things are going well, he throws a 300-yard game, play calling's working, Garrett Wilson's getting involved. We should give him praise. Like, he's involved as well. I'm not sure why we're like, oh, this is a fluke game. You don't fluke your way into 300 yards.
Well, it's his
That
third
means
season, and it's his first time he's ever hit 300 yards.
It's
So
third time.
So maybe he did.
Third time, not first. Third time he's hit 300 yards.
Titans game, week 4, season 1. There was a flash.
All right, one flash. So we've had one flash per season. Because I know you're gonna bring up the Chiefs. I know you're gonna bring up the Chiefs game. Yeah, okay, there we go. And then the Chiefs game.
We got 2 flashes.
Okay, so we got 4 flashes in 3 seasons.
Flashes in the
man.
pan, baby. Fried eggs.
But to
Flashes
be
in the pan.
fair, Matt LaFleur, that dude was giving him the whole playbook his first day. So it was a little overwhelming from a kid from Utah. Poor guy.
So,
I don't know. I'm just
what are you
trying
saying?
to say.
You think Zach is
Go
going to
ahead.
be holding up the Lombardi with the Jets this season, or what?
If Aaron Rodgers comes back, everybody on the team gets that ring. That's all I'm saying. We run
Hey,
the
man.
table. Why not us? Joe
First of
Flacco
all,
could do it.
Dude, I just got to give you all the credit in the world because I'm someone that believes that everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Every single Jets fan deserves to believe everything that they want to believe. I'll never say this negative thing about this person based off your opinion. So, and you have the balls to come on here and speak how you believe on this channel. So, all respect to you, my guy.
Let's go! Victory Monday! J-E-T-S!
Jets! Let's go, baby. See, that's a Zach Truther that wears it on his chest. He's like, I believe in this guy, and I don't care what anybody has to say. Respect to that
Saying
guy.
too much for a guy from Utah. What does where he's from have anything to do with him being bad or good as a quarterback? Too much for a guy from Utah to learn a playbook? What are we talking about here, bro? What are we doing? It's unbelievable. I got to go to the bathroom, dude. Oh, man.
You guys are driving Jack crazy today. On Victory Monday.
It's the back. It's everything. I just need a minute.
Jack needs a minute. I got you guys, and I'll take my break, and you guys can enjoy it. All right. D Risen up next. What's good, D?
Yo, man, tell Jack, man, I'm mad he had to go to the bathroom when I'm about to call. Because I was trying to get him some praise, Richie. Hey, listen.
Hey, I can save you. I can put you more backstage if you want to wait for Jack.
Yeah, that'd be great, man. Because I like talking to both of you guys, but it's okay. Yeah, I watched the game, man, and I wasn't satisfied, man. We've been watching this team all year. We've been seeing the ups and downs. We know what's going on with them. We understand what we need. We understand what we don't have. And at this point, I wasn't really satisfied with the win. I think that we need to do more of that. The next 3 games, like one caller said, if the Dolphins, they lose their next 3 games, then we probably in the hunt. I think that was Richie said that, or Ricky, I'm sorry. But yeah, I really think that we would be in the hunt, but at the same time, I don't think we're gonna do that much. I expected Zach to come out and light it up and do his thing. Even though I'm not really a believer in him, but I sensed it because of the interview I seen with him. The interview that he had with him, they asked him, kind of like what's going to be the plan for this week, and he said just to have fun. And I seen a smile on his face, and he said, I'm just going to go out there and have fun. And I believe that that's what the coaches told him to do. I feel as though that the coaches, and the staff, they said, our back is against the wall. So go out there and just have fun and ball out. I feel as though that they changed the offensive plays because we all have to realize, this team was built in the beginning of the season off of Aaron Rodgers. So we have to look at that, and say, they try to make they tried to make the backups play the type of offense of scheme that they were offering to Aaron Rodgers, instead of saying, you know what, no, these schemes are for Aaron Rodgers, and we're going to make some schemes for Zach, and we're going to make some schemes for the other backups in case, they didn't do that. Now I'm looking at it like they're probably doing it now, and they're probably going to just let Zach do his thing like they did this game with the Texans. But I don't see them actually being better in the future, because like I always said when I talk to you guys, man, our biggest failure right now is our offensive line. And that's why I don't even think Aaron Rodgers is, I don't think that he should be able to come back either because of our offensive line. And I don't think that we're going to get that far in the future, this year rather, with our offensive line. Last but not least, I really think that we need to keep Zach for next year, just because we need more backup quarterbacks. We don't need no fresh quarterback to come in and try to learn.
The thing
our
I'll push
schemes.
back on you about that, D, and I respect it, but Zach has got a long way to go and prove consistency before this team can rationalize bringing him back, right? Like, he had one good game, and I'm excited, I can admit it, but he's got to show for these last 4 games before they bring him back, because you cannot bring him back after benching him multiple times and then he goes out there and shows a flash and then he, crumbles back. And I'm sure you would agree with that, but I'm just not jumping to conclusions, even though some people might think I am, but I'm just not. I'm just excited and bringing up hypotheticals. If he does play this way, like he did yesterday for the rest of the season, how can you move on from him? But if he continues to show his inconsistencies, he's going to be done as a Jet. And as of right now, I think there's a more likely chance percentage-wise of him gone than staying, just based on what we've seen in his career with the Jets. But there's still a lot of game. Unfortunately, not a lot. Now that I think about it, only 4 games left. That's kind of sad.
Hey, Richie. I agree totally with exactly what you're saying. But the only reason why I said I wanted to keep him for next season is only because that for the past 3 seasons, we had good backup quarterbacks, and I feel as though that if we just say, okay, we're going to get rid of our backup quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers is going to come back, and if he gets hurt, we're going to put one of these backup quarterbacks in, then it's like us restarting again, and we won't know what we're going to get. We'll be back at
it's continuity is what you want to keep, right?
At least we know Zach knows the offense, and we know that he can't get worse than this. Like we've seen
him at his worst. That's
we've seen him at his worst, man. So it's like
bad.
That's real bad. And
that's why he's got to prove it to be able to show it that he's gone from that. Because
absolutely,
the bad is really, really bad, and the
absolutely.
Ugly is really, really ugly.
I just hope that we get at least a better third string quarterback. If we're going to keep Zach, and if we don't keep Zach, I really hope that we go get 2 or 3 backup quarterbacks for Aaron Rodgers and some offensive lines, because if we don't get no offensive lines, then we're looking at disaster with Aaron Rodgers due to the fact of the Achilles. But Richie, man, I love you guys, man. Tell Jack, man, I was here and I was looking for him, and I love him, man. He's right about everything. He's right about how he feels and everything about Zach, man. You guys are great at what you guys do. So, I love you guys, man. Keep doing your thing, man. Happy holidays to you guys. Let's go Jets, man. Let's go Jet.
D Risen, showing the love. I cannot thank you enough, D. Really do appreciate that call. And that's a respectful caller right there, right? He shows appreciation for the opinions. And that's what it all is, man. No need for any personal stuff being thrown around in the chat. Come on now, we're all Jets fans in this together. Let's go. It's Victory Monday. Shout out to you, D. Can't thank you enough for the generous stuff. We got a lot of people tuning in for the call-in, so guys, stay patient. We're going to get to every single person. Don't you freaking worry about it. But did we even hit 100 likes yet? I mean, come on, folks. Let's go. Hit that like button right now. We got 96 likes. We can do better than that. I thought you guys would be excited to smash that thumbs up button by now. All right, let's get into the next caller. We got Bobby.
Hey, how you doing, Richie?
What's
My
up,
brother
Bobby?
says he likes you very much, and your friend, what's his
Who?
name? Jack. My brother Mikey said hi.
Your brother Mikey. Shout out to your brother Mikey. I love you.
Yeah, he likes you and Jack, right? Is his name Jack?
Yeah, Jack.
Okay, you got his back is really bothering him. You said.
Yeah, he's going to stretch it out, go to the bathroom a little bit.
Tell
walk.
him to ask him his doctor to give him medicine called Gabapentin. Okay.
I'll let him know.
Get a pen because I take it for my back and I can't even feel my back anymore. I fell on ice 30 years ago. And
Oh, wow. I'll definitely let him know. I appreciate that, Bobby.
okay, so yes.
Remind me, though, you're not a Jets fan, or am I wrong?
No, I'm a Giant fan, but I cheer
Yeah,
for
I
your
thought
Jets.
so.
I still cheer for the Jets. I go with
Yeah,
my
okay.
brother, and my brother cheers for the Giants too. So
I love
we're
that.
both. I'm from New York originally, the Bronx and Queens. So, and my
True New
brother.
Yorker.
Yeah,
Got
we're
it.
from New York, and you are too.
Yes.
And of course, Jack is too, right?
Yes, he is.
So yeah, that game was great yesterday. You can see the Jets defense finally got rest yesterday.
I know. How
Not
about
being
that?
on the.
The
How
offense
many
actually
plays
gave
were they
defense
on the
support.
field for yesterday? Not very many.
Not very many. We won time of possession. There's not an aspect of that game that Jets lost.
Yes, those special teams were good too. The punter and the field goal kicker.
The field goal kicker, low key, deserves some praise. How about Greg the Leg? 3
Yeah,
straight field goals, 2 50-plus yarders in the rain. It's a great thing.
Yeah. And
Well,
then,
Bobby, tell your brother Mikey I said let's go Jets, and I appreciate his support, and I
Yeah.
appreciate all your callers, Bobby. Enjoy the rest of your day, all right?
You too. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, Bobby. Great call in from Bobby. And I love the Selly from Ruckert. How about that play from Ruckert, though? That little pump fake that Zach had, and then throw it down the right sideline to Jeremy Ruckert. It's about time that Jeremy Ruckert is getting involved. It took a CJ. Now, I wouldn't say it took a CJ Uzama injury for him to play because he was starting to play. It took a CJ Uzama literally single-handedly losing the game for us against the Raiders for him to be out of the lineup. About damn time. Am I right or am I wrong? Jeremy Ruckert, excited to see you continue. That's one of my favorite photos right there, too. There it is. Garrett Wilson, and then you see Sal in the back. And there's CJ Mosley, the captain. What up, Jack? D,
what up, man?
I got to give a message from D Risen. He was sad that you weren't here when he called in. He was really excited to talk to you. He's a lot of respect for you, and he just wanted to say nothing but positive things to you. So I wanted to, on behalf of him, D Risen, I had a lot of love to show you.
Well, thank you, D. I appreciate that, brother.
And Bobby had some back meds that he wanted to share with you as well.
Oh, dude, I'm dying right now. I need it. Need it, guys.
Maybe we can get some yoga poses and we can help out that back. I got you, Jack. Get some stretching going.
Man. Bad these days.
All right, let's get into the next caller. You guys know him. He's a legend. King Lowski. King Lowski! Finally,
Richie,
dude.
my brother.
Victory Monday,
Jack,
bro.
my brother, baby. Victory Monday is upon us finally.
It's about damn time.
Yes, sir.
Better
hey,
late than
man.
never.
Jack, let me tell you this, man. Like I always tell you, brother, don't you ever stop. Don't you ever stop speaking the freaking truth. Don't you ever stop speaking the truth. The child had a good game. It was a great game he had, okay? Some of the best work we've ever seen, all right? As a complete game, that was one of the best games he's ever had. But guess what? His ass still got to go, okay? I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, he hates showing promise. I don't care. 3 years, people, 3 years. How many flashes, Jack? 4 flashes? 3 years?
Oh no!
Oh no, we lost him.
Brother, it's not going down like that, bro. Nah, it's not going down like that, man. He has to go. Okay, it's too many instances where we seen his true character, bro. All right, all of you in the chat, y'all get the heck off Jack. All right, because
Let him
at
know.
the end of the day, the man is telling the truth. All right, we tired of seeing mediocrity. All right, we tired of seeing the same. Hey, let me tell you something. I'm gonna be in Miami, baby. Don't beat me there. Hey, you better beat me there. Don't beat me there because I'm gonna be there. All right. At the end of the day, I'm gonna be there, sir,
I love
front and
that.
center in Miami. I'm driving down Friday, baby.
Let's
All right.
go.
So at the end of the day, man, I'm praying Aaron Rodgers is getting cleared. All right, I want to see Rodgers. I don't care what nobody say. I want to see Rodgers on one leg. You can talk about the offensive line and all of that crap all you want to. That man will neutralize some of the defects of the offensive line when it's all said and done. If Zach Wilson can do it with our 14th or 15th rotation of the offensive line, then damn it, Aaron Rodgers can do it too. All right? I don't want to hear that, man. All right? Now, he did a good job. If I got to see him in Miami, of course I'm going to be rooting for Zach Wilson. Yeah, I'm going to be rooting for the child. He a New York Jet as of now. All right? Of course I'm going to be rooting for him. He did a great job. Keep progressing and keep doing that great job because it's 31 other NFL teams, and they're going to be looking at you, son, because you ain't going to be here next year. It's as simple as that, baby. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Jack, keep speaking the truth. Don't let them piss you off, man.
Never.
These truth has been here for 3-something years. Most of these guys is BYU fans. All right? They weirdos, bro. Okay, whatever, man. All right? At the end of the day, baby, we real Jet fans. All right? Jets,
Jets.
baby. That's who we root for, baby. And that's who we going to continue to root for. Jets, Jets. Let's go. TD, I'm going to see you Wednesday, baby.
Let's go.
Don't run from me. Don't run from me. Don't talk about you running from you neither. I know you in the chat somewhere, all you little fish fans. We see you. I'll be looking for you Wednesday. We'll see you tonight, but I'll be looking for you Wednesday. Let's go, baby. Jets.
Salute to you, King Lowski. See you Wednesday night.
Appreciate you, man. Great call as always.
Love it.
And yeah, man, I'm never going to change.
You should never change for nobody.
I'm in my ways, baby. I'm stuck in my ways.
All right, your boys got it. Run.
Take a break, man.
Callers, I'll be back. Don't you worry.
Next up, we got a legend. A regular. It's LaSalle. LaSalle, what's going on, buddy?
Good. I'm doing pretty good. I really loving that we finally won a goddamn game. Like I said, oh my God, Jesus is real. Oh my God, Jesus is real. We won. Because I might have said that I don't care if we lose anymore, but that doesn't mean I don't want us to win. I want us to win. I'm just like, if we start losing, like I don't care. like we're already this down bad. It's like if we go more down bad, I don't really care anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But seeing us win with the type of game we had, truly phenomenal. It's a sight to behold. And then the thing with Zach Wilson, I'm with you. I'm not fully into Zach Wilson yet because he did the same thing with the Kansas City Chiefs, and then he went back from what he was. So for me to like be on his side, I had to see consistency. I want to see this continue on for a whole lot longer than one game. Like, you know what I mean? So like, I'm hoping for the kid if he goes out there and does what he did that last game, 4 extra games. I'm gonna be like, it's gonna be tough. Honestly, I still would look at getting a quarterback in the draft still because when Aaron Rodgers leaves, I want to see some competition. I don't want to see Zach Wilson have the job like outright. I want to see some competition. You know what I mean? I want to see competition for like all that. So
I agree. Fully agree, man. I think
Like,
that
he just like, if you give him the job, nothing changes. If you give him, like, if you put him back against the wall like you did this game, bringing in like a quarterback and another young quarterback, maybe you start to see more growth from him. But to just give him the job back, you don't have to see any growth. So
yeah.
and
Marcel?
one thing though.
Yeah, finish up, buddy.
Because I can't do this in the the Knicks media.
Uh-huh.
We're better than you in the standings.
There you go.
Brooklyn's are better than you in the standings. What's up now? What's up? Tell Victor I said that. Tell Victor I said that. What's up? We're better than you in the standings. So what's good?
I'm okay. I'm. This is related to the Knicks. I just want to make sure so I get the message right to Richie.
It's related to the Knicks. I'm a Brooklyn Net fan.
Oh, there we go. Okay, now I see.
See you
what's
on
happening.
December 20th. See you on December 20th.
All right,
Yeah.
all right. I'll send the message on. I'm sure he'll be hyped about that.
Yeah. Let me
All
know,
right, buddy. Thank you as always, Lascelles, for making your
everybody.
great points, and I'll see you next time. All right, bro.
Yep. Peace.
Take care, buddy. That was Lascelles, man. Lascelles, my bell. Da-dun, 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 da-dun. All right, guys. Next up, Commander Cool, getting ready to enter the Jets Media Podcast. What's up, my friend? How you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing all right, man. How you been?
I'm good, man. I'm good. What's going on?
Yeah, well, I really loved the game. I enjoyed when our offense or our complete team was balanced, dude. Like that was fantastic. I'm not too keen on Zach Wilson being this all the time, but I just want to see him grow in fundamentals. Like my biggest problem in the beginning of the season was when we didn't really build our offensive line. And then like we relied on Dwayne Brown with no preseason like training to start. And then look what happened.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? There's so many factors with this team and their offense of why the offense is so dog water awful. And it's like we need to be more consistent. We need to have Hackett in that booth all the time. Like all the time. Keep him in that booth. And really
Agreed.
We need better players that have better separation. I'm tired of seeing Alan Lazard catch with his chest. Like, you're 6'5", man. Like, use your hands, brother. Like, what's going on? Why are we not seeing, progression with these players? Like,
You're
I understand
to the choir, bro.
Yeah, man. Like, it's ridiculous. These talented players need to show why they were worth that money, and they're not showing that. Like, Gibson has been awesome. Garrett Wilson is him. Ruckert is finally getting a chance. Brees has always been dominant, but we need more weapons on the offensive side, and we just need to be more consistent. Hackett is just not adapting as fast. You know what I'm saying? I feel like go ahead.
We're dying for a true wide receiver too. Obviously, Garrett Wilson is the stud wide receiver one, the primary target. He can do it all. He can line up anywhere. We got an ace in the hole with Garrett Wilson. We know it. We love it. Good. Alan Lazard is one of the worst receivers I've ever seen in my life, bro.
Oh my God.
What? The fact that, and I think now we're realizing, maybe a lot of people, myself included, didn't realize how much this would actually impact the team. But is this team not missing the hell out of Corey Davis?
Yes, dude. Like when he retired.
Yeah, bro.
It was like, it was crazy. Like you felt the difference. I know he dropped some passes like last year or whatever, but it wasn't this bad.
No, he was especially on third down. He was a safety blanket. He stepped up and made some big plays when his number was called. And we're really missing that. We need a true wide receiver too. I think Gibson is going to be fun for the future. Not only as obviously our returner, but we saw him get in the end zone on an end around yesterday. That was fun. I like Jason Brownlee. I think he's got potential as well. We'll see if he's able.
Too.
We'll see if he's able to get out there on the field a little bit more before the end of the year. But no questions about it. We got to go out there and we got to draft a true wide receiver to to compete with Garrett Wilson, not obviously for the number one job. I mean, maybe if we draft somebody that's good, but we need somebody who's at least in the same stratosphere. I mean, the drop off from Garrett Wilson to everybody else in that receiving room
is huge.
Is way too big.
It's
way
huge.
too big.
It's
so,
huge. We need somebody.
That's an issue.
Yeah, we need somebody with actual separation, physicality. Somebody that's not afraid to get off the line and separate, and use their talents to catch the ball. And I also think we need a power back, kind of like a Nick Chubb or somebody. I mean, we're not going to find somebody like that, but we need a strong back, the kind of workhorse, and take some of the load off of Breece Hall so he can explode when he needs to. We just need some better versatility on offense. And
absolutely. And what?
I'm going to give credit to today because they had a really balanced offense, but let's just see if this continues.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, it feels great to be sitting here enjoying a victory Monday. Obviously, it would feel better if we weren't, 3 games under 500 with 4 games left to go. But, the reality is that this team still, at least on the offensive side of the ball, we're very lucky because all these guys on defense, besides Carl Lawson and pending, Bryce Huff, well, hopefully we retain Bryce Huff, but pretty much the entire defense is under contract coming back for at least the next season as well.
Dude,
so
that's the bright side.
The defense is good to go.
Yeah, can we stop having first round defensive options? Can we just focus on offense?
Yeah, I mean, the reality is that this offense, albeit we had a great day yesterday, we can't let that overshadow the disappointment that this year has been. So I agree with you there, man. I think the offense still has a long way to go, and I'm excited to see how this regime, because they'll all be back next year, Joe Douglas included, Robert Saleh, Nathaniel Hackett, all of them. I'm excited to see how they attack this offseason and hopefully prioritize not only the offensive line, which we know Joe Douglas will do, but the wide receiver position as well, for sure. So yeah. Commander Cool, great call, man. Great chatting with you. I think this is your first time calling into the show, right?
Yeah, it is, man. I listen to you guys all the time.
Awesome, bro.
I go around the internet for you, Jet Central,
nice.
Green Bean, everybody. So
nice.
Thank you so much for having me, guys.
Hey, bro. You were a great caller, man. Please, we'd love to see you again. Thank you so much for calling. Thank you so much for watching, man. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you so much, man. And JETS, Jets.
Always, bro. All right, man. That's Commander Cool right there. Great call. First time caller. We love it. And now that we're getting into another regular caller, I'm sorry to say, my friend, I forgot your name because you're something else today, but we're going to bring no words into the live stream. He's been silenced. Remind me of your real name, my friend. I'm so sorry.
John.
Yes, that's John. This is our buddy John. John, what's going on, man?
I literally have no words. I've been preparing this whole week for going on this show, and I need to explain something really, really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Being 40 Jet fan for 40 years has basically put me in a Jets fan, but an Eagles mindset on steroids. That's the best way I can describe it. And I was going to completely eviscerate Woody Johnson, and don't worry, he's still going to get it. And the thing is that I'm careful. I know, I tend to go on scorched earth rants, that. Don't worry, because I know you have sponsors, but I'm going to say a word to your sponsors. You're going to thank me for what I have to say when, the traffic goes up for what I have to say at the end of the show, when I'm going to make a plea to the real man of this franchise to do, and I'm calling on all Jets fans to do this. We need to make Aaron Rodgers demand to Woody Johnson, because we all know he can never do it himself, to get rid of that god-awful career-killing turf that could possibly torpedo another season before it even starts. The season that we're all hanging our heads on, all our hopes on dreams, for Aaron Rodgers to do like nearly the impossible, to win a Super Bowl with Woody Johnson, who's basically the human albatross. You know, I mean, forget Brady. If he pulls this off, he should be the GOAT. You know, I mean, think Mark Messier times 1,000.
You're right,
but
bro.
we need to put somehow, and I would do it myself, but my son broke my computer. We need to like burn Twitter up and so get a petition out. So Aaron Rodgers, we all know Woody doesn't care about us. I mean, and I'll get to that in a second. I'm going to go into the game, be positive, get really dark in a second, but then get really high at the end. So, you know, I mean, I went from like a complete evisceration mentality to a pep rally in literally one half.
Yeah.
I swear to God, when I was at MGM, I swear to God, like when the second half started, someone snuck behind me and like injected like Prozac into me because I was going to, you know, I was going to go crazy. But amazing performance by Zach Wilson. It really makes me question Hackett more because, you know, how can you have an offense just geared for one person? Basically,
dude, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
How can you call yourself a coach when if you can't have a system that adapts to any quarterback?
That's a great point.
I mean, really, I really thought about this.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, dude. That's a great point.
Basically, I mean, I really look at him like that, you know, because Zach. Yes, he's been terrible. And I'm not a Zach truther by saying this. I mean, Zach truther should rise up a little bit, but you know what? I'm really not a Zach truther. But this is the thing I blame Hackett on, is that he doesn't play to his strengths. And especially Aaron Rodgers with the arm he has, why doesn't he do the same for Zach? Get plays to throw deep, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I literally watched.
It's been inconsistent.
You know, I literally watched a complete masterclass last week in offensive football by Kyle Shanahan. And, you know, after they destroyed Philly in their own building, think about this: 6 consecutive touchdowns.
Yeah.
I need to put this in perspective. Not the Jets at their worst. Not 0-16 Lions and Browns. Nobody has ever given up 6 touchdowns, and they did it to a 10-1 number 1 seed.
You're right, man. You're absolutely right. Well, John, we appreciate the call, buddy.
You know,
thank you so much.
All right, I went too long, but I need to one thing.
All right,
that's really important. I want to address the two brothers, King Risen and King is lovingly respond to them real quickly. I totally get your thing about being passionate for one thing. For me, I grew up in a Giants household, but we always rooted for the Jets. And then after I got, you know, just go to the Canyon of Heroes and see LT at its apex, I want you guys to have this more. And the thing is that this is really important. I don't question anybody for how they run their fan base. I mean, how they become a fan. But I can tell you one thing. This team, on most occasions, is the absolute worst team to have that mindset with. The New York Jets, the fan base's relationship between the ownership and fan base is like one of the most abusive, one-sided relationships I've ever seen. That's why I'm demanding that if Woody doesn't get rid of that turf and the season is derailed again, after Aaron retires, nobody should give another penny to Woody Johnson ever again.
Absolutely.
Ever. I hold him personally responsible for what happened on September 11th, for not getting rid of that turf. That was not an accident.
Yeah.
Let's be clear here. That was not an accident. That was, willing negligence
It's an
because
issue that we
Woody
got to
doesn't
discuss.
care. He's
John,
too
I
cheap.
got to cut you off, man. We got a
All
bunch of
right,
people
thank
waiting,
you,
but thank you
but-
so much for the call, man.
All right.
Great points.
Thank
Appreciate it. That is John right there. With a great call. With a great call. He made a lot of good points. Listen, I know he went a little long, but, this is what we do, guys. It's the first Victory Monday in 5 weeks, so let John have his day. We love John. John's a loyal caller. And now we're getting into another loyal caller, which is our boy Ray. Ray, how you been, my friend? It's been a while.
Hey, what's going
Ray!
on? What's going on, fellas?
What's going on, buddy? Hope you're doing
What's
well.
going on? Hey, I'm listening to everybody, and I was taking mental notes. I seen the excitement. I seen some criticism, and I was trying to figure out how to talk to y'all today. So I'm just gonna wing it because I'm hearing how some people getting on Zach, some people not getting on Zach, some say you got to go. It's the organization. I'm gonna be honest with you. This whole thing with Aaron Rodgers, we all banked on Aaron Rodgers. No one thought he was ever going to get hurt. Hackett was not ready to install an offense for anybody because him and Aaron Rodgers already had their idea what they're going to do. So they just thought it was going to be the whole year. Zach wasn't never going to play. When Zach got hurt, when Aaron got hurt, it changed everything. No one was ready. So what we're experiencing with Zach right now is the first time. This is first year under a new system. Yes, he's been on the Jets for 3 years. The Jets have never, ever, and I've been a Jet fan for over 40 years, and the Jets have never, ever developed a quarterback from the ground up except for Sanchez, and that was still a mess because guess what? If you go back and look, every quarterback we've had have went through at least 3 offensive coordinator changes in their career, and we've never ever been in one offensive system with one quarterback for at least 4 years. It takes at least 2 years for a quarterback to get it under control, understand. The first year he learned the system, the second year he's in sync with his receiver, the third year he's good. Zach hasn't had that. Sanchez had four offensive coordinators in 6 years. 4. What's his name? Gino had 3 offensive coordinators in 4 years. So how can anybody ever prosper if you don't find a system? Look at those teams that have a system in place. They draft a quarterback and they roll with it. The Jets are now getting into that mindset. If we believe in Hackett, he's going to have to really be an offensive coordinator that can develop a quarterback. So right now we're winging it. We are winging it. And Zach, this is his first year under a new system. In how many years? 2 years? He had Gase. He had Hackett. Who he had? So that's the only reprieve I'm giving him. He has talent, but it's a mindset.
Absolutely.
Everybody knows it's a mindset. And it's not. Even Peyton Manning, when he left Indianapolis and went to Denver, he said that he was having a hard time until the offensive coordinator said, okay, I'm going to let you call your plays. And that's when familiarity. But anyway, off of that, positivity. Oh, did I lose both of y'all?
No, we're still here, bro. We're just having some camera difficulties today, but we can hear you guys. We see you the whole time. You're all good.
I apologize for that, but that's my take. I really believe that we will not get better offensively until we stay in the same system, believe in the system and the culture. When you see the Steelers culture, the Steelers has a culture. 49ers have a culture. Everybody has a culture except for us, which we're getting. So are we going to now change the carpet, pull the carpet underneath another quarterback or the system? Are we going to keep Hackett?
No, I mean, you bring up a great point, right? The continuity matters like so much. And LaFleur was here for the first 2 years with Zach. He got shipped away, and now we have the first year of Hackett. And so Zach has 2 systems, and you brought up all the previous quarterbacks that miserably failed with the Jets, and we never gave him continuity because the big, double-edged sword is that do you want to keep an offensive coordinator here just for the whole standpoint of continuity if he sucks at his job? So, that's really where it is. The Jets got to find the right guy to build a system and develop that culture because you are 110% correct. We need to establish something. on this team that is a standard, and the Jets are doing that, right? You want to talk about continuity, Ray? Guess what? We're in year 3 of the same system on defense, and that's why this defense is executing at the highest level we've ever seen. But the offensive system, it's in year number 1, and we can't find the right guy to be like, yeah, that's an offensive genius that we got to build a system around. And it sucks for all the quarterbacks we brought in, not only Zach, Sam Darnold had multiple systems. All these quarterbacks that we draft, we never gave them one system to learn and then figure it out. It's always been a carousel, and that's just not how you develop a quarterback properly. You see with all these other young quarterbacks, the way they prosper is the same system. Patrick Mahomes had Andy Reid for his entire career. Josh Allen has had the same system his entire career. You talk about all these great quarterbacks. Justin Fields, same thing happened with him, though. First year, fire it. Now he's got a new system to learn. You see what's going on with Justin Fields. So, I couldn't agree more with you on that, Ray. And the Jets just can't figure it out continuity-wise on offense.
Okay, so here's the positive Ray. The positive Ray.
There it is. That's what I was waiting for.
Okay, so this weekend, unfortunately, I didn't get the chance to see y'all the game. I was watching y'all on my phone in and out of church, and do you see what our team can do when all cylinders are? This.
Oh no! Oh, he's back.
Of what we were talking about when the season was starting with Aaron Rodgers and everything. The offense runs, the defense runs. We're scary. We
really are, and that's the cool thing about yesterday's game, Ray. Sorry to cut you off, but it was finally we got to see what this team looks like when everything hits the full potential that we all knew was possible all off season, and that potential was with Aaron Rodgers. And Zach played like we expected Aaron Rodgers to play all season in that one game. So we finally got to see a little glimpse of it, but unfortunately it's a little bit too late, and now we have to sit here and be 5-8.
Yes. I one thing else I wanted to share with you is that going forward, if we can put some lipstick on this pig and end up 9-8, and when we talk about quarterbacks, like you said with Zach, I do think we keep Zach. Somebody to be behind Aaron Rodgers. Like the other guy said, he says, let Zach have to earn. We draft a quarterback still. We still need to draft a quarterback in the mid-round and let him develop. If we're going to stay with Hackett, let this guy be behind. Let him and Zach Wilson compete. Let them compete for the position. And learn. Just let them learn. That's all we got to do is learn. And Hackett, if him up in the booth, if he can call plays like he did yesterday from up in the booth and feel comfortable letting the quarterback play free, then I say we go ahead. We just need some more weapons. Lazard has got to go. Lazard's got to go. We can get somebody. We can draft. Yes, we can draft. I like Brown. I think Brown. We did Brownlee a disservice letting him sit so long, and now we're trying to bring him along. I think he could have done outplay in preseason. He was outplaying Lazard, but because Aaron Rodgers is the man,
hopefully you can play him next week because I'm really curious to see what he looks like.
We need some weapons. We do need to draft some. First thing first, offensive line. We do need another offensive line, a tackle. There's a couple. I heard there's some really good offensive linemen in the draft. I know you draft, but then also. If we could get a receiver in the mid-round, like in the third round, draft some receivers. There's some small colleges. Look where Tyreek Hill came from. They got some really underrated receivers out there that we can grab. But anyway, I'm good.
Thank you so much, Ray. Look at you in sunny California on Victory Monday. It's such a great time to see you, man. Thank you so much, Ray, for the call. We appreciate you.
All right.
Salute. Look at that smile,
Take care, Ray. Great seeing you, buddy.
There's not a Victory Monday without seeing Ray in sunny California, is there not?
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing, man.
Unfortunately, it was only the 5th Victory Monday we get to see from Ray instead of the 8th or the 9th or the 7th or whatever. But hey, you got to take what we got. We got a super chat from Poppy. Aaron Rodgers will be cleared earlier than December 24th. So what if he's cleared for the Finns game? Does he play? I don't think he plays even if he's cleared. If anything, he'll get activated and be the emergency quarterback, but not play. But I don't see him playing before Christmas Eve is the game that he would play if he is going to play. Definitely not going to play this week against Miami. It will be the following week against the Commanders, if anything. But that does not mean he can't be activated because the 21-day window is up until that Miami game. So he might have to be activated onto the roster before he gets completely shut down for the rest of the season. And the Jets might just activate him just so he can practice for the rest of the year. Because I think Aaron Rodgers also part of his rehab process is being on the practice field, being a limited participant, running through drills. I think that's a part of his rehab that he's going through even for next year. I think this is part of his whole rehab process, not to get back on the field necessarily for this season, but him practicing and being part of the team, going through with the squad is part of his rehab for 24. So we'll see what happens.
I agree.
LaSalle, Jackie and Richie, Brooklyn. Boo! No one cares about the Nets. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He did have a message for you. He said that the Nets are above the Knicks in the standings.
Yeah, get back to me in May because it's not going to end that way. We actually made the tournament and had to go up against better teams while you didn't make the tournament, which allows you to go up against lesser teams. I can go all day long, okay? All day long. Now, I'll respect you, LaSalle. Sorry I missed your call, and I missed out on you because we always love to hear what LaSalle has to say. All right, let's get into some of the...
Got 2 more callers left on today's episode. JD Jets, you're on the show. What's up, buddy?
Hey, boys, give me 1 second. I'm about to pull over. I'm going to keep it quick. I know you guys have been doing calls all day. I needed this win, man, for real. Like, I was starting to doubt the whole thing. Like, I was ready to blow it up if we lost out because, like, I just couldn't justify 10 win losses after last year's debacle. Like, whatever. It was good to see the talent in our team actually show up. Like, you see why Rodgers wanted to come here in the first place because, like, this team is legitimate. You know what I mean? I know it's 1 win, so I'm like, I'm a Jets fan. What am I going to do?
Feels like it, though. When you look at the product, it's not like we just beat up on a bad team. I mean,
well, it's just like all the
that's what
stuff we wanted to see. The defense with a lead, like, they got after it. They were killing CJ Stroud. The offense, like, Zach was hitting open guys, and he was making throws that 3rd and 12 or whatever to Garrett. That was a hell of a throw, man. Like, the get out of the pocket, flip your hips, rip that thing across the field. Like, that is not an easy throw to make.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm with you, Jack. People are acting like, oh, see, the Jets ruined Zach Wilson, blah, 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 get him to a real team. I hate that, man. Like, we've given this kid so many opportunities. He's had more talent than Darnold ever had. And, like, 100%. I'm glad to see him put it together. But, like, some of these issues are his fault. You know what I mean? Like, the O-line looks worse when you're not throwing to your open guys and, like, whatever. For me, this season, like, best case, Zach balls out. We keep him as the backup if he plays good the next 4 games. He plays good half the games. Maybe we can get a 4th or a 5th for him instead of nothing. So we take that too. And if he looks terrible, we move on and we don't feel bad about it. So, like, I'm down to see what the boys can do. This Miami game, I mean, anything can happen. Short week for them. We got a lot of momentum coming off this. I'm going to pray for a dub and pray Rodgers is back for the Commies game. But appreciate you guys.
Absolutely.
Great
JD
call,
Jets,
JD.
great call, man. Thank you for making some great points. And, yeah, I agree. I think that, listen, man, I think that, I am obviously, you guys know how I feel about Zach Wilson and his future with the New York Jets. But outside of Zach Wilson, this regime is all back next year, bro. Salah's back. Hackett's back. Douglas is back.
And they got to show us something at the end of the year.
And they need to build something heading into next season. So going back to JD's original point when he called, we all needed that game yesterday, man.
Really
I mean, if you're one of these terrible, miserable people that are rooting for the tank, then obviously you're upset. But that's just absurd.
Boo-hoo.
Yeah, I feel so bad for you. Your team won yesterday. Losers. But
yeah, but the big picture. Oh, give me a break. Sorry, we're not going down that route.
But yeah, man, we needed this game. I mean, you and I needed this badly,
Oh, my
bro. I could
gosh.
not have came on here today. Like, I physically could not have come on here today and spoken about another terrible loss
With
in
a
which
good defense,
in
with
which
a
the
bad
defense looked great, in which the offense was miserable. And I know we've spent a lot of time today, talking about Zach and his future and stuff like that. But what I never, 3 years ago when we were, tanking for Trevor Lawrence, no, I wanted nothing to do with that, bro. Nothing to do with that. I will never root for the tank. I don't care who's coming out of college. I don't care how, quote unquote, generational a certain player may or may not be.
Because
9 times out of 10, they're never generational like they're like expected to be anyway.
Also, exactly, and also rooting for something has zero impact of what happens. Okay, zero.
Yeah, I can't root.
You rooting for this isn't going to make it happen or not.
And I can't root for a hypothetical. I want to see my team win. I'm not going to root for losses in the hopes that somebody we draft is going to help us win 3 years from now. I want to see winning football now.
Yeah, and if we lose, okay, we got a better pick. Great. If we win, we're building something. Like, that's my whole point. Like, for the people that are miserable about winning yesterday, I mean, come on.
And this regime is coming back no matter what, so we better win some freaking games.
That's what I'm saying.
Otherwise, there is no excuse to have anyone come back.
They need to show us something for next year. They need to show us
Adam
something.
Gase went 7-9.
Robert Saleh needs to show
year.
us that he has this team still playing for him, that he still has an opportunity to be a head coach in this league, because I do agree. I do believe that Robert Saleh has what it takes to be a good head coach in this NFL league, but he hasn't proved it yet. He hasn't. He has a lot more, negatives to say about him as a head coach than positives. So this is his opportunity to kind of, wake up a little bit and prove to us that there's some positive momentum, that Jets fans can be like, you know what, coach, you do have something, because the one thing he does have is that defense, bro. I mean, that defense is like consistent every single game, but it's going to be about the offense and all that stuff.
I just got to address this real quick. John, you're all good, man. We love you. We appreciate you calling in every week. You're one of our loyal callers. You're all good, bro. We love giving you guys this opportunity to come on here and vent and talk about whatever you want to talk about. You're all good, man. You made a lot of great points. He's talking about, which nobody else actually brought up today. So I'm glad John brought it up. But he's talking about, are we going to have Aaron Rodgers? Because Rodgers is the only guy that can make it happen. Someone needs to demand that this turf goes. The turf needs to go. Are we going to have another year with this miserable turf?
And I think
and
it's
miserable weather?
I think it's a collective thing with the
and
Giants,
it's obviously
too.
a Giants thing as well. So, it's beyond just Woody Johnson. The Giants ownership gets involved as well.
Texans fans are livid at not us fans, but just going to MetLife Stadium. A lot of, not only CJ Stroud, which had nothing to do with the turf, by the way, but Nico Collins went down. Blake Cashman got hurt. Will Anderson, is a lot of non-contact.
Blake
injuries.
Cashman got hurt at MetLife Stadium? No.
The curse happened.
No way.
Blake Cashman.
That's never happened before.
Oh, yeah,
But
by the
John,
way,
you're all good, buddy. We love you, man. Anybody that's hating on John in the chat can go scratch, because John is a loyal caller, and we love you.
Screw all the hate towards John. John's a beast. But I will have to say, Blake Cashman, ooh, good season, right? Come to the Jets, come back to the MetLife Stadium, bum. You got torched, Blake Cashman. You know who else got torched? Derek Stingley Jr. by Garrett Wilson. You know who else got torched? Will Anderson Jr., who had no impact off the edge. I mean, we're talking
He did have
about
a rough in the passer,
He
though.
did have a rough in the passer. Bum. I mean, give me a break. Can we start talking about this? I feel like the whole podcast has been talking about Zach Wilson, which is the big reason for it. But can we start singing the praise of Garrett Wilson? Not 8 catches for 108 yards. Breece Hall, absolutely dog. Do we have a tight end room that doesn't even need an addition next year? Because Tyler Conklin I want back. Jeremy Ruckert's tight end number 2. Kenny Yeboah's tight end 3 right now. We do want to get rid of CJ Uzama. Maybe you draft the tight end. I don't know. But the offense around Zach, Xavier Gibson finding the end zone. And I also have to say this, in case you guys didn't know. Do you want to know why Randall Cobb got that touchdown? That was not designed for him. That was a Garrett Wilson route. That was a Garrett Wilson touchdown that Randall Cobb stole from us, which I'm not upset about. Garrett Wilson had 2 long plays. And don't forget, the play before the touchdown was that 3rd and 12 ridiculous throw from Zach to Garrett. And Garrett signaled, I need a breather here. I need a breather, which subbed Randall Cobb in. And Randall Cobb is the one that said this in a press conference after the game. He's like, yeah, I mean, that play is designed for Garrett Wilson, and he needed a breather. I stepped in, and I executed it, and scored a touchdown. So, that play was designed for Garrett Wilson, which I just find funny.
That is funny, man. And you know what? Maybe because it was Cobb and not Wilson, that's why Cobb was wide open, because nobody's thinking any sort of threat about Randall Cobb. I don't know, dude.
And if you break down the play, it's a great play design by Hackett, actually. It was in the slot, and you had Kenny Yeboah as the tight end come across this way, which brings the slot receiver on a drag route. So it's a kind of little pick play. And Yeboah did a good job to avoid a penalty, but to, confuse the middle of the defense. I'll break this down on all 22 whenever I do that. But then it freed up Cobb, and Zach had a really good timing and good accuracy on it. And shout out to Cobb for coming fresh off the bench. and executing a play. And he's like, yeah, man, I mean, it's been mentally straining for him to be healthy and not playing, because when you're an NFL player, you're a competitor, you want to play and contribute. But he was really excited to be out there and get in the end zone. I mean, that was the first touchdown we had offensively from that felt like a rejuvenation.
First one that we cared about. And nobody cared about the garbage time Tim Boyle touchdown.
How good did that feel, man? Oh my gosh. And then the touchdown to Xavier Gibson was great, right? First and goal from the 9.
How about Greg Zerloin hitting 250-plus yarders, too? To just pile on.
30, we did no reason to get 30 points, but the defense deserves some credit for those points, because all those field goals happened when the Texans went for it on fourth down.
Turnover on downs.
And turnover on downs twice, which resulted in the Jets just, they weren't going to be aggressive.
85 on the Texans is a ball, dude. Complaining for a flag every single time, dropping balls that hit him right in the hands. He's like the Alan Lazard of Houston.
Tony Adams,
St. Louis University High.
Sauce Gardner.
Huge play on fourth down. Or was that third down?
I think that was third down.
Third?
That was a big play. Or was it fourth?
I think it might have been fourth. I think that caused the turnover.
Did they go for it on
I think that caused the first turnover on downs, was the Tony Adams one. Because I think the play right before it was Sauce.
Yeah.
And that was third down. And then they went for, I think.
No, I think it was second down with Sauce, third down, and then they punted.
Yeah.
We got the ball back.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Jack were going crazy.
Either way, whenever it happened in the game, Sauce Gardner made a crazy play, and then immediately after, Tony Adams made a crazy play. 2 pass breakups in a row. I mean, there wasn't a single member of that defense that wasn't balling out yesterday.
There literally wasn't. I mean, it's a thing of beauty. And the Sauce Gardner pimp walk, I gotta show you guys this. I love this pimp walk that Sauce has. It's so hilarious. He's walking like I don't know. It's just so dope. I just love you, Sauce. Never change.
Should we get into our final caller of the day? If he's
absolutely,
if he's here and present and accounted for.
So
after
here,
we show the Sauce Gardner pimp walk.
Look at the Sauce Gardner pimp walk.
Covered by Sauce Gardner.
You know what was weird yesterday?
Dog.
And obviously you're doing your thing the whole time, but I watched the broadcast for the first half yesterday. I don't think I've ever heard Kevin Harlan call a Jets game before.
He's a Dolphins guy, I feel like. He always calls Dolphins games.
And whenever I hear him, I just think of 2K. He's like the voice of the NBA 2K video game. So he has such a great broadcasting voice.
Excited. I want to rewatch.
But I've never heard him do a Jets game. At least I don't think. And he's just, when I hear his voice, I think about basketball. So hearing him say Sauce Gardner with the pass break, it's like it's a trip, man.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm excited to rewatch the broadcast, get into the all 22. This defense, dude. We could finally sing the praise of the defense because the offense did their job, right? It's like usually we're at losing. We're like, yeah, but at least the defense looked good. And Jermaine Johnson had 1.5 sacks and this and that. No one really cares. A highlight of the stream, though, from Jack and myself yesterday was definitely the timing, because Jack and I were like, yo, you know who's having a really freaking good game? Quinnen Williams. Quinnen Williams is eating up double teams. He draw a holding penalty. He's attacking. He's doing his thing. And then there was a moment on the show that and then as Jack and I are saying that, so Quinnen's like, I hear the boys on Jets media, I gotta go make a play, and he gets a sack like immediately afterwards. His mine and Jack's reaction to his Quinnen Williams sack. Nets, Big Q gets the sack. Nets, Big Q gets the sack. That has to be a gift. Big Q gets the sack. Nets, Big Q gets the sack.
Hopeless morons.
Look at these idiots, just like, woo, we're Quinnen fans. It's funny to think about. Shout out to Quinnen Williams.
2 dumbasses that give up their Sundays.
2 imbeciles. Tennessee defense been waiting to play with the lead all year long, and we finally gave it to them, man. Finally gave it to them. I mean, the one time they did play with the lead, which is a very minuscule lead, which is against the Eagles. Can't forget that, when they were winning. They had the lead, and they got to close things down, and they did. They had a lead against the Broncos in the clutch, and the defense had to close things down, and they did. And that win against the Broncos is really, impactful. Look at the Broncos now. They're a better team than we thought. Yeah. At the time we beat the Broncos, it wasn't really a big deal because, the Broncos aren't really a good team. Mm-hmm. But they were a good team. Right?
It was always a big deal for us because of the Sean Payton drama in the
Yeah.
offseason, but you're absolutely right. Yeah, they were not.
They're a winning team.
They had a six-game winning streak or a 5-game
they're
winning streak.
1-5, and now they've won 6 of the last 7.
Yeah, I mean it's
How about that
incredibly,
turnover?
it's incredibly
Turnaround.
impressive.
Hey, if the Jets want to do something, get crazy, they win 5, they lose 5 in a row, they win 5 in a row, and
The winning season is still on the table, folks.
which is so crazy.
As crazy as that sounds.
And like it really is.
But then you look back at, I mean, I know we've said it a couple times today, but you look back at the New England loss, you look back at the Chargers,
yeah.
you look back at the Raiders,
100%.
even the Chiefs, bro, who were begging us to win that game, and then you look at the
That
Chiefs
is the
now,
refs, dude.
who are so beatable. I mean, the Chiefs are the most beatable team in football all of a sudden, and even looking back at that game, it's like we just. This is like the what if year, man. It really truly is, and it's so frustrating. I need it to end already. If I'm being honest with you guys, my health, physical and mental, is deteriorating at a rapid pace, and it's just the year of the what if, man. It's unreal.
The year of
you
the
look
what
back
if.
at a lot of those games that we should have won, and then you look back at how the hell did we beat the Philadelphia Eagles? It's just such a weird year. Such a weird year. Even for the Jets, who are just used to having strange year after strange year and disappointment after disappointment. This is one of the most bizarre seasons of football. Probably the most bizarre season I've ever experienced as a Jets fan in 25 years of watching.
Agree, man.
It's crazy.
It's bittersweet.
Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. But we wouldn't have it any other way, man. This is the roller coaster ride that's being a New York Jets fan. This is what we know. This is what we love. This is where we dwell. This is where we reside.
For real. All right, let's get into the next caller. Sauce.
Sauce, you are on the pod.
What's up, Sauce Gardner?
Sauce, I don't know if you're there. Your mic is muted. Oh, unmuted it and muted it again.
Sauce going once.
Going twice.
And
see you later, Sauce.
Sauce is.
See you later.
Sad. That's so sad because we wanted Sauce to.
We will see
like
you
Sauce over here on
later,
the Jets Media
Sauce.
Podcast. We are Sauce fans. We're fans of Sauce here, so we wanted that to work in our favor. But it didn't work out in our favor, guys. Didn't work out. Well, speaking of Sauce Gardner, though. Speaking of Sauce Gardner, I do have another special announcement. I mean, one of these announcements is going to end. I don't know. But if you guys were on the show last night or yesterday, we have a brand new merch drop, and I'm currently wearing the merch as we speak. I just pinned it in the chat. If you guys are interested in checking it out, I'll show you guys it right now. Now, Roundtable Sports launched a brand new graphic tee collection, and I'm rocking it right now. This is the Sauce Gardner graphic tee, which is my personal favorite. We also got a Garrett Wilson one available. We got a Breece Hall one available. And if you guys want to check it out, that link is pinned in the chat. Go get your merch because these are pre-orders. So you guys can get it now before they are sold out. These are pre-order sales again.
Get it while they're hot, baby.
Get it while they're hot. A good friend of mine, a great friend of mine, basically a brother, is running the merch department for us, my friend Paul. And he's done a tremendous job building this website, building our merch store. Don't worry, Dolphins fans. We got stuff for you as well. We got the Tyreek Hill merch. The Tua merch has already sold a lot. But I got to be honest with you guys. There has not been one Jets graphic tee sold, and it breaks my heart that there's not a Jets fan out there that wants to represent Breece Hall this way. Or Sauce Gardner this way. I mean, look how fresh it is, bro. I'm wearing it right now. It's also heavyweight tees, so the quality of the t-shirt is excellent. It's top tier heavyweight cotton. It's not your low quality t-shirts, which is why it took a little bit more time to get this on the site. We've been working on these tees for months, literally months to get this up. So this is a really high quality t-shirt with a really, picture perfect, eye-popping graphic. The Sauce is one of my favorites. The Garrett Wilson one is fresh too, kind of pops out a little bit more with the lime green coloring. We're also going to be adding a lot more. Bills fans, we got the Josh Allen one. We got the Stephon Diggs one. And then, of course, for the other roundtables, we had to get a Justin Jefferson one and all the other graphic tees. So, guys, make sure to click that link in the chat and support Roundtable Sports merch, our new graphic tee launch. We'll be launching some more on there as well. This is the one that I'm rocking right now that I happen to love.
Looks great, man. Feels good too. Like Richie said, they're nice, high quality, heavyweight shirts.
Don't dry them. Hang dry them.
They feel good.
Feels great, man. Well, I'm excited, man. A lot of exciting things. Tonight, just to give you a little rundown of what to
I was just
expect.
gonna say, you got a busy rest of your day ahead of you, bro.
Huge busy day. I got 3 shows tonight. 3 shows if you guys are interested in checking it out. Starting off with BetUS TV at 3 p.m. And then 6 p.m. we got the AFC's Roundtable, usually Monday show. And then 7:30 p.m. is the first ever launch of the Roundtable Sports 3 and Out show. And it's going to be really exciting. I'm going to play that video for you guys one more time before we get out of here because Ryan from Jets Talk 24/7 is the host and the producer of it. And it's really exciting, and it's going to be a game show. It's the first of many Roundtable Sports productions. So check out what 3 and Out's going to be about all tonight, every single Monday, 7:30 p.m.
Welcome to 3 and Out, the interactive NFL game show where viewers like you get to decide which of your favorite content creators get benched and which ones move on in the ultimate competition.
Let's freaking go. I am so excited for that, man.
The production value already looks insane, man. I'm super excited for you guys and everything you guys are building. And keep a lookout, guys, because I might be a contestant on 3 and Out in one of these episodes coming up in the near future. So
yes, you will.
Come support your boys.
Guys, I just linked the Roundtable Sports YouTube channel in the chat. I know I ask a lot from you guys. This really helps out more than you know. This is where it's going to be live on our first live show.
Hey, Astral is off the chain. Says he just purchased a Wilson t-shirt.
Whoa.
I'm not sure if that's a troll chat or not, but Richie will.
You did?
Oh, man.
The first ever.
Astral off the chain. Throw him on the screen there.
Oh, I am. Where is it?
On the bottom.
Astral, the first ever JETS, Jets graphic tee merch. Louis. Oh my gosh. I'm pretty sure he has a Josh Allen's trash sweatshirt as well. So he's
Let's
a very
go, man.
loyal supporter.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, man. Garrett Wilson graphic tee is purchased. You're the first Jets fan to purchase the
Oh my gosh.
tee.
I don't know why, but my brain went to Zach Wilson. I'm like, you guys are selling a Zach Wilson t-shirt? That takes balls.
Garrett. But there is a 4th Jet that we're going to add to the store. Can you guess who it is? Right now we have Sauce, we have Garrett, and Brees. Who do you think the 4th is going to be? And there's going to be more, but the priority.
If it's not number 95, it's
not going to be 95.
Oh,
but
damn it.
we are making.
I was convinced it was going to be Quinnen.
We are making a Williams Brothers shirt, so it's going to be a combination of the two. But that's not who I'm referring to. Think bigger, guys. Think a little bigger.
Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers, baby.
Okay, all right.
It's going to be a sick Aaron Rodgers shirt
All
because
right.
he's our QB next year. He deserves it. But there will be a Williams Brothers graphic tee. We're thinking of doing all the dogs. Jermaine Johnson, DJ Reed deserves a shirt.
You need a picture
CJ
of Quinnen
Mosley.
doing his dance and then a picture of Quincy doing his.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be sick. So Louis, Ashel off the chain, thank you for purchasing the first ever shirt. We'll catch you guys later. This is going to wrap up the show. Thank you so much. This has been Victory Monday, the 5th Victory Monday of the season. Unfortunately, more just 5. But we'll see if we can hit more than 5. And we got a lot of things to look forward to this week, folks. Thank you all for tuning in. You guys know where I'll be for the rest of the day. So I'll catch you guys there. BetUS TV at 3, AFC's Roundtable at 6, Roundtable Sports at 7:30. And I'm going to be out of here and maybe have a good night watching Monday Night Football. Jack, always a pleasure to be on the pod with you guys.
Likewise, my friend. Thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe here on YouTube. Check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen. If you want to listen to us in audio form as well. Thank you so much for your support. Make sure you support my buddy here on his busy day that he has all over the place on BetUS, on Roundtable Sports, and of course on the AFC East Roundtable as well. So guys, Richie is killing it. The Jets killed it, at least yesterday, and we'll catch you on the next one, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in on the Jets Media Podcast. Peace out. Jets.
Jets. Peace out, everybody. Love you.